Don't give me YouTube for the indulgence. I thought this was a sufficiently good shot that I want to just preserve this in the YouTube video. Because I mean, come on, that's just such a shot. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, no, it's actually moving out there. The whole storm is, in fact. It's really slow, but if you look up, you will see the outer edges moving. Anywho. Let's wrap this stuff up, shall we? Forgive me for coming back a little bit late. But, as you might imagine, I had to finish doing the boring audit because I anticipate this will be our final VOD. Watch, people on YouTube are like, this doesn't say final in the VOD number. So you know before I do, YouTube watchers, technically.
Just a bunch of stubborn old elves.
Fret not. You did well to bring them together.
Champion, this is Verisa Windrunner, my aunt. She raised me in Silvermoon until she relocated to Dalaran. She and her covenant, what remains of the Quel'Dora as they once were, will prove invaluable in the fight to come. Before we're able to make amends with the living, we must lay the dead to rest. Years ago, I purged Dalaran of all elves allied with the Horde. I blamed them for the actions of the war chief at the time that resulted in the death of my husband. Now, years later, those ghosts still haunt me. Will you put them to rest and gather their remains? I'll perform some small atonement by bringing these remains to Silvermoon. They deserve to be returned home. Erator's warning is poignant. There is no small amount of grief, or even threats, when we return to Silvermoon. I suspect Aethys and the Sunreavers will bar our passage if we enter without preparations. To that end, I have saved some precious remnants of our history before the demise of Dalaran. Would you please gather them for me?
Do you think returning Anastarion's relics will convince those like Aethys to allow you to return?
I don't intend it as a bribe, but if relics of the last king must return home, then perhaps the Quel'Dora deserve the same.
What can I do? I was young when Quel'Thalas fell. I don't remember much about King Anastarion.
He ruled for thousands of years, from the troll wars against the Amani to his heroic sacrifice against the Scourge. To this day, Anastarion is revered by both Blood Elves and High Elves. He is a symbol of when our people stood as one. After Anastarion's sacrifice, our people were split apart. The Blood Elves stayed in the ruins to rebuild, and did terrible things to regain that feeling of power. We High Elves could not abide what Prince Kael'thas was asking of us. We left during our people's greatest need. We have also done terrible things since then.
Would anything have been different if Anastarion had survived?
It doesn't matter what would have been. It only matters that he was a symbol of a united, powerful Quel'Thalas. We need that now.
You know, Anastarion wasn't the only one who died defending Silvermoon. Despite what everyone says, I wish Aunt Sylvanas were here to join the fight. But I suppose her days as Ranger General truly are a thing of the past. All things considered, maybe that's for the best.
No comment.
My bow is at the ready.
I don't remember as Maristar. Anastarion is usually talked about in nearly universally positive light, similar to Lothar, to use another example.
Passed down from Anastarion's great-grandfather, this crown adorned the brow of every Quel'Dora king.
By the way, that is 4 generations if you're paying attention. 4 generations of elves from the War of the Ancients to modern times.
High King Anastarion's Book of Law. He applied its dictates equally to all his subjects.
I mean, Kael'thas... It's hard for me to be too negative about Kael'thas because he's another victim of bad writing. That being said, even back in Frozen Throne, he took to his role of Fel a little too eagerly. I would say Zul'Jan is major. Now, that's a little bit of an asterisk because part of that's predicated based on patch content, but it's still true. By the way, they just gave me a debuff called Burden of Guilt, which is why I'm moving so slowly. No, I know, Zul'Jin, Zul'Jan, and Zul'Jera are 3 people who are all extremely different from each other.
I hope that these relics of Anastarion are enough to remind Silvermoon that we are still one people.
I have allowed them to torment my people too long. I bear that guilt as well. We were not able to preserve much from Dalaran before its fall, but every object recovered carries with it history, meaning, and lessons. Lessons that all citizens of Quel'Thalas should understand on sight. The artifacts of the last High King of Quel'Thalas. He was sent all Quel'Dorei and Sindorei respected. I intend to return these artifacts to their home. It's time for us to return. I have no doubt we'll be greeted as traitors and murderers. I do not care how we are seen, I care that Quel'Thalas survives. Will you join us? From what Erator has said, you have earned more than a measure of respect in Silvermoon. I would be honored if you would assist us in entering the city without incident.
The Silver Covenant returns to Silvermoon. One last time.
Oops, wrong map.
Champion, if you would meet us at the gates, it would be a powerful symbol.
I hate this mount so much. I hate this mount so much. Oh my god. Alright, come. I was just thinking, oh, right. And I was like, oh, I gotta get on. And there's this tiny dip. Just this tiny dip in my mood for the fact that I had to use this stupid mount. No, I'm probably faster anyways. Right. And I know exactly where I'm going, what I'm doing.
Help my Farstriders tame the
Dude, this mount is very useful. I hate it. Because it is the only mount I can ever use. Being forced to to do the same mount over and over. You know, I am very proud of you, Eva. It's a good pick, too.
Aethys, I am not here to fight you. We are here to defend the city of our birth from the Void.
So yeah, Aethys has brought forces and actually has a barrier up defending the front gate. And now you're probably wondering why? Well, keep in mind, we didn't ask for, you know, a couple of captains or Varisa to come here. We are explicitly recruiting armies. So, I know this only looks like a single, what is that, platoon of troops? But in lore, we're supposed to have what's left of the Quel'Dorei here. The entire High Elven mobilized force. So it makes sense that they would have readied the defenses, especially with Aethys here.
all that I worked for. Gone.
I have lost enough of my own kin at the hands of the Silver Covenant. It was war, they tell me. Both sides took losses, they tell me. My Sunreavers never purged anyone from Dalaran. One Windrunner met her justice for purging the city. The other faces me today. Um,
The artifacts of Anasterian. We thought these lost. Taken by the Lich King.
I wish to return them to their home. Our home.
You cannot buy absolution, Verisa. What you did was unforgivable.
I am not here seeking forgiveness. Silvermoon is under attack. I intend to defend it.
High King Anasterian's death heralded an age of mistrust and anger. This is what the Void feeds upon. Was Anasterian's sacrifice in vain? Did he die so that his people would turn on each other, rather than unite to defend their home?
The Silver Covenant drew a line in the sand and then soaked it in blood.
We are here to prevent more blood from spilling. In spite of all that has happened between us, can you deny that is what Anasterian would have wanted?
No, I cannot. This is far from over, Windrunner. But for the sake of our High King, you may enter Silvermoon.
Thank you, Aethys.
yeah, there are not many things I agree with Bergwin in about this game. No offense, Bergwin. But one of them is the fact that the Purge of Dalaran was a really dumb move. It doesn't even add much to the specific story arc it's happening in, if you remember back in Pandaria. All it does is paint a lot of characters badly, a lot of plot events worse. They also tried to make it out like it was some big mastermind scheme from Garrosh, which, if I can be blunt, bullcrap. You know the kind of big master plan Garrosh comes up with? Alright, I'm gonna piss off everyone so they all come to kill me, and then I'm gonna hole up in my most defensible city so I can kill them. That was his big plan. Now, as has been pointed out, there's some strategy there. Yeah, it's a little bit. But what? I'm sorry, Orgrimmar was gone, whether we managed to knock it over or not.
Verisa Windrunner, I had not believed you would ever return to this city, but I welcome your help.
Like, the Purge of Dalaran was dumb. It's another thing I would just completely eject from the... Oh, you mean to me. I think? Let's see what happens here. Nope. Yeah, we're in the past. Yeah, okay, so, nope. No. Desync. I don't want to do the Bellamoth step again. No, it was very dumb. And more to the point, its removal just kind of fixes a lot of rough edges in the narrative. Why did Jaina Proudmoore, purge Dalaran? Even counting Theramore, why would that person ever go that far? Never mind how many people went along with that. Yeah, no, there is a reason people were unironically saying that it's still sinking me to you. It's still sinking me to you. There's a reason people were unironically saying that, Jaina was a Dreadlord. Because it was one of the only things that made any kind of sense to explain all that nonsense. Now, for what it's worth, I actually like the question we're about to do. Because Kier Whitenose is right. Aethys is right to be pissed. Of course he is. And Verisa is not really owed forgiveness for what she did. We can have those kind of non-binary situations, non-binary relationships between two people, right? Like, that kind of tracks. And I don't want to belabor this point, but both people do work together in spite of their issues. Which is also something that makes sense. Just because I don't like you doesn't mean I'm not going to help you when I have to, right? It's also a good contrast, ironically, to the Kel'Dorai, the Night Elves, who were like, we got your back immediately. Now hang on. Maybe stop screwing up everything so much, but we still got your back. So this is kind of more the inverse of that. Fine, we'll help you. but I hate you. You know, it's... You get it. You get it.
Aldia.
That's everyone except for the Shaldori. Any word, First Arcanist?
Speaking of. So, yeah, we're about to do a delve, by the way. Would anyone like to join us for a delve? It's the only delve we haven't done. I have saved it for exactly this question. We might have too many people for the delve. My goodness. Champion, your timing is fortuitous. I sent the call for the armies of Suramar, but they have not arrived yet. My seneschal would have alerted me if things went wrong, but I have heard nothing. I'm going to go to Suramar to investigate. Will you join me? I may have need of your skills.
The Nightborn have yet to answer the missive. Could it have been lost in transit?
That should not be possible. I sent it magically to Ullen, my seneschal in charge, during my absence. Something may be amiss in Suramar.
Hey, Oculus. Oh, right. I should do the Argentina quest really quick. Yeah, no, the problem is most of the people have been just kind of ejecting Jaina from the existence of the Purge of Dalaran. I actually have a small theory about that. I wonder if that was a story beat written by the Banished One.
You need something?
For those of you not aware, almost every major story beat written by that asshole has been either completely ignored or quietly pushed into the corner and cut off.
See you around.
Now, I don't know. It would be his writing style. Big shocking moment, right? Jaina murders a bunch of elves in the streets of Dalaran, right? That's... tracks. And yeah, he had this he was a huge misogynist. Like, a lot of the old Blitzer staff were misogynistic, but that dude had issues. My God. And that's before you get to the sex pest thing. Yeah, it also makes absolutely no sense. You know Dalaran is not a dictatorship, right? It's a council of leaders. No individual mage can just say, let's just go kill a bunch of people. It does not work that way. What does this turn in? Oh, it turns in there. Oh, god dang it. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Too far, too far. Jagger, my boogie.
As always, we have much to discuss. I'm glad to see
Let's see. Warp Stalker Eye. Jormungandr buyer. Was he planning to use that? I'm down to my last files. Oh well, I'll send these to Oculus.
Nice chatting with you, old friend.
Okay, that doesn't lead to it. Just making sure. Just making sure. We've got a couple of quests before we get to the delve. Yeah, let's not tell Khadgar that Illyrian and Tyrellian are dead or worse. Because they are dead or worse. I think they'll do something with it. I do. I have faith in modern WoW's writers that it'll be something good. But I'm not sure what it'll be.
Seneschal Ullen, where is the army? Where are our constructs? Why are you ignoring my orders?
I have no idea what the first Arcanist is referring to. We've been at peace for some time now. I've received no word from the High Arcanist in days. We've had mana problems lately, so there's a chance her messages were simply not able to be received.
Perhaps whatever has been draining our mana claimed the messages you sent us. I'll investigate at once, First Arcanist.
No, Ullen. We will investigate this mystery while you gather our troops.
The mana of Suramar is carefully cultivated, regulated, and controlled. It does not randomly stop. Someone or something must be interfering with it. As you investigate, I want you to dispel illusions. By the way, the name of this quest is An Illusion.
This military construct has been drained of mana. This was no mere error. The ley line no longer channels mana. The magic has been devoured.
Hey, look, it's the Seneschal's corpse. Wait, hold on, what?
Ullen, who were we talking to before? We must confront them.
By the way, the dialogue there says he has several days worth of decay here. God damn it, it's Mirror Star. What are you hiding?
Imposter, hold!
We have your mana. The Nightborn shall fall to the devouring host.
I do love how he just bails the moment he sees us. Like, nope, 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 nope. Olin was an infiltrator. The amount of damage they could have done is terrifying to imagine. Yeah, I gotta go dispel some imposters still. Hang on. I didn't even find any. Oh, there's one. Yeah. Yeah. I accuse you of being a demon, Mr. Red. Yeah, does anybody here have any quest indicators on them? Quest what now? Aha! Take this guy. You look mighty suspicious, sir and or madam. You have found me out! Sorry. Oh, well, okay, that works. From elf to moo. Stuck in terrain. Ah, okay, we're okay. They're more cultists than I would have expected. How long have they been infiltrating our society? Ulin's imposter may have escaped, but I suspect I know what the cult's been doing. The blade must be redirecting the mana flow. Without it being sent to the correct places, our awareness dulls, our golems wilt, and our entire society risks a mana withdrawal. There's only one place they would be able to exert control of our ley lines like this. The Archway!
The Twilight's blade must be altering ley lines in the Archway. Go and undo their sabotage.
I mean, honestly, yeah. Okay, so into the delve. Is anybody here not 90? No, okay, so we can actually do a tier 4. Wong. Okay, so you guys are gonna have to come in the other way from the docks, but we're in. We're in. I'm gonna go pull up my delve notes real quick, which are somewhere. Yeah, there. And now we play the waiting game. Hang on, let me actually rest my eyes for a second. Might as well actually do it. I didn't rest during the lunch break. I was just doing the audit the entire time. It's at the docks, Bregman. Can someone show Bregman where it is? It's up by Monobrent. Bregman. I think we're just missing Bregman now. If there's anywhere I could pick in the old world to turn into a future delve. Oh god, there's a million, billion, trillion good picks there. I'm glad you've been liking it, Mr. Hood. Let's see. If I had to just pick one? Jesus Christ. Okay, let me think about that. I was actually just thinking Grimbatal. No joke.
These halls are crawling with cultists. See if you can find what they've done to the flow of mana.
For those who don't remember, Grimbatal was a PvP raid back in Hada. And yeah. Also, probably one of the only overworld PvP zones I've ever liked. What was that, Tolbarad? Oh. Well, then Tolbarad is my answer. Grimbatal is the dwarf place, isn't it? Damn it. Oh, whatever. It's junk! I hate that suggestion. Worst suggestion ever. No, you know, okay. You know the real problem? And I mean this. You know what would make a good delve? Every single dungeon in the game. Up until, say, Dragonflight. Like, right? There's so much you could do with all of them. If I was in charge, you know what I would do is I would split it up amongst the teams. I'd be like, all right, pick... It would, Talia. Not 100%, but it would. So, like, pick a dungeon. Pick an old dungeon that you like, and that's going to be your team's job. Turn that dungeon into 4 delve stories. Or 3 delve stories, excuse me. Make it happen. Yeah, anything pre-fall or dungeon. We have about 100-ish dungeons to work from. Pick one.
Gather yourself.
I suppose... what did I pick? God. Because I picked a raid. That doesn't count.
Disrupting the Arcway's conduits.
That's true. Talia was just talking about leveling delves, and apparently you can't do delves until you hit 70, I'm guessing? For War Within? This is a guess. I don't actually know. Yeah, and now, depending on what labyrinths end up being, I'm just saying, we'll get some raids into delves, too. 68, thank you. I figured that it would be around that range. That makes sense. Because at 68, you can do War Within. That's why I had to lock a character at 67. 2 characters.
Now strike!
I wonder what level you have to be to enter Midnight. I suppose it would be 80, but is it? I haven't tried. I don't have anyone below 80 at this point. Not really. Yeah, really cool traps in here. Good level design. A lot of the delves have nice level design stuff that isn't just enemies or bosses, which I am quite fond of.
Gather yourself. It seems that the crystals that keep the ley lines aligned have been displaced. You need to find and retrieve them. stay here and recover.
Alright, everyone in chat, you get to pick one dungeon to turn into a delve. You have to come up with 3 stories for it. What do you claim? Like, what do you stake your flag on? I actually know my pick. I'm going to keep quiet about it, though, and let other people pick first. Oh, Braven got it.
I'll staunch the bleeding.
I know, right? It's all like our Legion remix was not that long ago. So Krakenson takes Dead Minds. And lots of memes. Alright, you're fired. Talhakar takes Black Fathom Depths. There's some good stuff you could do in there. Hell, they did do some good stuff in there when they went back to it.
My eyes on you.
No, FF11 is clearly the superior game. Didn't fan. You can tell because I'm sitting upright and I'm exuberant and happy despite being tired. And I was able to play this game despite being in nightmarish amounts of distracting pain. I know, Mr. Red. Okay, fine. You get one meme story. One. It's gotta have lots of references. That's the rule. So Kira Whitenose is gonna go with Grim Batol. Gonna have one about the Red Dragons, one about the Dragon Maw, and one about the Hammer. I don't like it. Done. Sold. Stamp. Since nobody else is jumping on this, I thought it'd be a cool question. I will give you my answer. Sunken Temple. Sunken Temple is, in my opinion, one of the worst dungeons in the entire game. Especially the vanilla version. It was absolutely glutted with irritating trash with way too much health. The lack of an in-game map back in the day made it even more confusing. I was actually the person who all of my friends called upon in order to navigate Sunken Temple because I was one of the few people who know how to get around there. And all of the bosses in there were boring. Just stat sticks. And there was tons of quests that went through there, so there was a lot of reason to do it. As for the 3 stories... So the first and most obvious story is about how Talhakar is not coming back. No, really, hear me out. It would specifically be about a group of trolls who are trying to drag Talhakar back from Ardenweald and are failing at the task.
I'll take that.
Second story would be entirely focused on the Green Dragonflight. Kinda, yeah, Mr. Red. Mostly about how they're still recovering from the events of the last couple of times we went through the Sunken Temple. But also kind of hinting that there's something else going on, which would lead, of course, to the third story arc, which is all about Irenicus. Irenicus has always been a character I wanted them to do more with. He was one of the first interesting arc characters in vanilla. And he mostly just turned into a way to open the the gates of Ankh-Morpork. So, do something with him. I'm not sure what exactly, to be quite honest with you. Maybe, no, I know exactly what. I changed it back. Have Marithra be there. And have him trying to reconnect with Marithra. Where is my group? I am abandoned. We have split up so hard. Wow. Oh, okay. Sorry, Irenicus, not Irenicus. They are different people, I swear.
Good. Those are all the crystals. Return to the main chamber and place them on their pedestals.
Okay, I want to get the pangolin thing because I want to show you the ability it gives you. It's kind of neat.
Your pain.
Besides, I didn't say Jonaleth, Adam Suda. Alright, if you had to pick one other than Grim Batol, it was just no.
Get rid of that.
Mr. Raid, you haven't picked one either. Shame.
Stay here and recover.
Shame. Shame. Sorry.
Let me get rid of that.
Okay, so I like Monobrent's idea quite a bit. Violet Hold, but instead of being dumb and stupid, each path, each prison leads to a different path. No, it just has to be pre-Dragonflight, Mr. Red. I mean, we're in a Legion delve right now, right? If you remember, back in War Within, there was a Dragonflight delve. There we go. Siege of Borealis. I like that. I like that. That's a good pick.
I'll staunch the bleeding.
Well done. The Twilight's blade will not best the Shaldorai this day. Now to bring Ullin's killer to justice.
Ooh, Shadowfang Keep. There's a classic. Story 1. The Red Dawn bandits are trying to stoke conflict between the Forsaken and the Gilneans, so we need to drive them out. I like it. Story 2. An ex-Scourge warlord, you've already sold me, has taken up residence with his undead, a San Lan who needs to be taken with. I like it. Story 3. Ghosts of the former residents are acting up and need to be put down before they start raiding nearby settlements. I love it. 3 great picks. Done.
Stay here and recover.
By the way, this is just a personal perspective thing, but of the various tier 11 delves I've done, this was one of the hardest bosses for me. I think that's just because I'm a melee. These things, yeah.
No!
Yeah, that right there. I'm told some classes don't have much of an issue with that, like, say, Hunter or me. Yeah, I gotta run. Yeah, you see how rapid fire he does it, too. The good news is, Valera... Damn it, I'm doing a quest chain for Verisa with Valera. Helps.
Let this be a lesson to Xalatath and her minions. The Nightborn are no strangers to fighting for our people and our world. With the flow of mana restored, our forces can now mobilize and teleport to Silvermoon. Let us rendezvous there, champion.
I have a lot of those spinning libraries. I didn't get Jack out of there. Blah. Oh well. I mean, it was only a tier 4. No, Shadowfang Keep, like I said, it's a classic. I'm kind of with it. It's a good pick. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Evo, look. It's a brush weapon. Do you see it, Evo? I actually don't have that appearance. So you mentioned Stormstar Brewery. I'm already with it. You've already sold me. But what's your 3 stories? It has... no, I agree. You can do way more than 3 stories in frickin' Stormstout.
To honor the debt we owe, to quell the loss.
So yeah, now the Nightborn here. Don't pay any attention to that. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh, BRD. Ooh, I already like it. Close this now. So, Elemental screwing up the mines. Yes. A poorly attempted coup on the upper nobility. Possibly with like some, we want to go back to the bad old days. Yes. And a bar fight. I'm with it. I'm with all 3 of those. Fantastic. Yeah, I love this way of deployment. This, if we ever make the Nightborn an RTS faction, they should have this kind of deployment. Very Protoss, right? They just send out a unit that contains a portal, and then the portal dumps out the units you make back at the base. Well done, champion. Our golems are coming back online. Our soldiers are able to conjure and power other weapons once again. We have learned much about the forces we will be facing in the battle to come. Suramar remembers the debt we owe the Sindori for their aid in our time of need. Now that our forces are assembled and the golems prepared, we are ready to defend the city as our own. Come, let's return to Lorthamar. Aren't you two married at this point?
I believe all of our preparations are complete. Report back to Lorthamar and bear witness to the army you have assembled.
I say the wedding's happened, right? I'm remembering correctly. That's a past tense thing at this point.
Something's not quite right.
Uh-oh. Yeah, as I say, it's been 5 years. Surely they've tied the knot by now. Actually, it's been a lot longer than that. It's been closer to 9 years since Shadowlands and BFA at this point. In universe. That is a weird thought.
I proudly serve as Regent Lord.
Cultists. Zalatath seems intent on undermining us at every turn. We must be grateful she continues to underestimate your skills. With the Nightborn ready, that means our forces are gathered. We will position ourselves and strategize how best to deploy. Thank you, champion. Are these all junk? Yeah, these are all junk.
Silvermoon. With the Shaldori, we have gathered together more elves in one place than we have seen in ages.
Let us hope it will be enough.
It will have to be. We are fighting for the safety of our world.
Our elven allies have arrived. It's time to take the battle of the bridge. Zalatath's forces hold the bridge and recently pushed to the harbor to reinforce their position. We must retake the harbor, launch our naval forces, and use a combined assault to hit the bridge. Are you ready? Scarlet Monastery was a good pick. Recovering a relic, I'm with it. Sowing dissent amongst the remainders and recruiting the deserters, and then freeing's Forsaken. I love all of it. Good picks. I like it here. So get ready for a lot of positives. Yeah, this is our actual finale for Midnight. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Elves of Azeroth, the devouring host has come to consume our homes, our lives, and our families. We will not let them take anyone else. Not one more.
Yeah, it's the RTS mission.
We break the void.
No, seriously. Think about, like, how the units are arrayed. So there's our evacuees, of course. Guards keeping the civilians out here. I gotta actually mount up to probably show all this off. Give me a second. So, there's your elite flyers, all of whom are the Silver Covenant troops. We've got an artillery unit right in the back there. Druids, priestesses, sentinels, and archers with the Night Elves. With the Blood Elves, we have Magisters, Spellbreakers, and Captains, along with Farstriders up at the front. Like you're seeing it, right? These are squads from Warcraft 3. No, this is great. I love everything about this shot right here. In fact, actually... Hang on. I'm gonna do something. Get rid of me from that shot. No, let's condense it a little bit more. A little less, a little less. How about there? I don't know if this is going to be the thumbnail, but I want to grab it just in case. Because that's a good shot. There's no Nightborn here. If it was, oh, they're over there. Unfortunately, I don't think I can get all of them. I literally don't think I can get all of them. No, no, hang on, hang on. Let me try this way. Let me try getting over here. Because I don't want to skip out on the Void Elves even over there. There are ironically so many people to capture. I'm not sure I could get it all in one shot. My camera only goes out so far. Stuck on something. That still, that doesn't get the Void Elves or the freaking Nightborn. Hang on. I have an idea. Nope. Last thought, and then I'm gonna give up. No. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go with my initial shot. I mean, they tried to add ships in Warcraft 3, and that was a huge mistake. I'm not saying they shouldn't, I'm just saying. Alright.
The Twilight's blade have seized the docks. We must deal with them first before we assault the span. It's good you are here. We need you in the fight. Larissa will provide support from the skies, and Thalysra from the sea. The rest of us will pierce the enemy's line and secure the harbor. Champion, with me!
Champion, our troops are ready to assist. Signal them when needed.
So one of the many reasons this is awesome is they give you buttons which rotate based on your support troops here. In other words, you could call in support from the Night Elves, and then the Blood Elves, and so on. Yeah, by the way, look up.
Silvermoon will not fall to the likes of you.
Yeah, actually, it's very Battle of Danrum. But, you know, in a good game. Hey-yo! I'm kidding. Bring back Warfronts. Just make him solo. They worked better solo anyways. Heyo. Less happy about that one, but still true. Yeah, this is also something of a Hyper Beam moment. Unlike the battle for, well, Danos, this is more like, yeah, no, we brought the right car. I'm confused why Braglin and Monobrent could join me, but not you, Mr. Red. I mean, it is... No, I've done this instance in a group. Yeah, I don't understand either. I have done this instance in a group. I don't know what happened. No, he should be geared. I don't know who they talk to get in. I'll pause for 1 second. Accept the big quest in the center building, says Monobrown. I'm just gonna stand here. Just gonna stand here. Oh, by the way, like I didn't even show this off. The void bubbles on the bridge. Hey, Greg. Greg. Oh, whatever. Can you talk to Erator, Mr. Red? Could you talk to Erator? Yeah, no, I just realized you're already in. Ah, damn it, those are stuff. Well, let me jot down some positives really quick while we're here. I have an idea. I'm gonna push slightly. See what happens.
Suffer the wrath of the Keldori!
Our ships are blockaded. We cannot launch an assault on the bridge.
Then we need to secure the docks. Champion, push forward.
I can do that. I am known to be good at that, in fact.
Grant me strength!
It seems time is on our side.
Yeah, by the way, nice time stop attack there from Felistra. I'll go pop out with that.
My cavalry can't provide air support. The Ethereals will shoot us out of the sky.
Champion, find and mark their cannons so the Rendori can destroy them.
Yeah, I noticed that as Minister. Yep, some ethereal music now that we're fighting primarily ethereals. Yeah, by the way, that's how they get rid of them. Yeah, every time someone tells me that WoW's music is unmemorable and not particularly good, I just kind of smile and nod, like, yeah, okay. Sure.
The Void obeys my will.
And yeah, the Void Elves are specifically fighting the Ethereals, apropos.
That's the last cannon. Signal Varisa to strike.
The skies are clear! Mount up! Champion, now that the skies are clear, fly to me at the bridge. It is time to advance to Quel'Danas.
Oh, right. We can fly now. I actually forgot about that. Yeah, notice the sky is slightly less full of jellyfish.
Thalysra and Varisa are in position. What can I do? We must protect those in need. Now is the time. Signal Thalysra to open fire. Attack!
The enemy's lines are breaking. Do not let up!
We have them on the run. Let this devouring host know the fury of Quel'Thalas.
Notice that we don't have the powers here, but instead we just have a bunch of NPCs who also contribute. Flashing lights warning, Jesus.
Young little Arator, so much like your parents, leading an army to their meaningless death.
This army will see you vanquished, Xalatath. I swear it on my father's shield.
Not his sword. His shield.
Your light twist into wrath? Will you set your armor ablaze again? And this time, will your friends burn in the flames?
The only one who will burn today is you.
This is what we call a no-sell. Aratar is officially done with Xalatath.
I offer you a way out, Arator. A chance to leave and lick your wounds. After all, I never took any interest in you.
Is that fear in your voice, Xalatath? We aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, notice that she's getting more and more desperate as we go here. First, she tries to poke at his faith in his family. Then the crisis he had earlier.
Give these void spawn no quarter.
Then she's just like, you know, you can just leave. You want to just leave? You can just leave. I'm cool with you leaving. I mean, you're beneath my notice after all. You're not leaving. Why aren't you leaving? Leave! Speaking of music changes. Yeah, gotta have the Dominar. I agree that they're probably taking cues from FF14. I suppose my overall point is that WoW has always had good music, going back to vanilla. The music direction has gotten much better. Yes, this is the finale. This is the big final push to the final raid off the Deeper End. We're cutting off in probably like an hour here.
Elves of Azeroth, with me! One final push to the Sunwell!
Oh yeah, Decimus is just like,
It's good you are here. Be alert for opportunities to...
Oh, you struggle in vain. Leave this dark place. Prepare for your end. Why spend your last moments in agony? I've already won.
All you've done is unite us.
would never miss an opportunity to raid the Sunwell.
Hi, Zuljara.
The goddess has drawn a path for you.
We will not let Zalatath and her devouring host take this city! For Azeroth! For the Sunwell!
There we go. No? Oh, right. Now, hang on. This might actually work out. I'm gonna laugh if this works out. It's not gonna, because we're too late.
Elves of Azeroth!
Nope.
The devouring
Damn.
host has come
That was worth a shot.
to our homes, our lives, and our families. We will not let them take anyone else. Not one.
I was trying to join you, Mr. Red. Because I was still on your step. Amusingly enough, I may have not gotten credit for doing this. Because of the group syncing. So I may have to do all that again. We'll find out in a minute. I gotta wait another 28 seconds here. I suppose I could hit this button. That's probably quicker. Yeah, party sync, ladies and gentlemen. We have already given those negatives, if you're wondering. Yep, nope, I did not get credit for that. Round 2.
Light preserve you, friend. Elves of Azeroth! The devouring host has come to
We're gonna kill that while we're doing this. So what about you, Bragg, when you didn't mention a dungeon you would do? Any old dungeons you're fond of you think could take the delve treatment? Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I tend to not use party sync. I tend to just stay synced with people. I know that doesn't apply to all situations, but that pretty much is my solution to the situation. And always has been. How did that work? Oh, layering, right. Yeah, I know, right? Kira, what is it? Like, you'd think, thanks to how layering and grouping exists, which is how it actually works without party sync, by the way, you should be able to just be like, oh, you're there. You don't like any dungeon in the entire game, Bregwin. Not a single one. I mean, one of my earlier thoughts was actually Shattered Halls, which is one of those weirdly good dungeons despite how seemingly simple it is. If you remember when we were reviewing based on memories, Shattered Halls actually scored reasonably well. I should get the top way. There's more enemies up here. Ah. Okay, fine. Die. Oh yeah, Shattered Hall's another good one. I actually have a lot of fond memories of BC dungeons. Now, granted, I did them, you know, as I like to say, when they were hard. When failing to CC one specific mob in a specific dungeon meant a wipe. Did I tell you guys my idea for that? Or did I just tell that to my co-op group? Real question, I don't remember. And I'm kind of tired right now. That does sound like a good pick, Bragon. I should agree with that. I mean, ramparts, there's a lot you could do with that, too. Anything following through an outland is a good idea in my book. So, here's my insane, wild, crazy, insane idea. So there's nothing wrong with having a dungeon where you just kind of run through and chip or shred through. Really. But that's like its own type of dungeon. I posit that they should add another, essentially another difficulty, but like another selection. So you know how we have normal, heroic, and mythic? Do we have heroics anymore? Anyways, you get the idea. You know how we have the different difficulty options for dungeons? Well, add another one. Now, I don't know what we'd call it. I'd talk to marketing, and marketing would be like, hey, let's come up with some other term for this. But the idea is it would be something along the lines of CC. The idea behind the dungeon would be that's the kind of dungeon you're supposed to take meticulously. So, how do you deal with that? Because here's the catch, and me and my friends were chatting this back and forth quite a bit. There's no real good way to make dungeons force you to very meticulously pull apart and CC and carefully control the mobs and don't overpull again without just making it crap, unless you pull a page out of the dungeon I can't remember the name of right now because I'm a moron, in Suramar. And that dungeon is a place that exists. It's very existy. Court of Stars. So there's a boss in the Court of Stars where the more of the members of that boss, it's actually three or four bosses all in one pack. And the more of them that are together, the more damage they do. Or the more health they have, I forget which. But basically it buffs them, right? And you already see where I'm going with this. Have trash have a mechanic which buffs them the more of them are active. Or the more of them are in close proximity to each other. Or maybe even bouncing back and forth between the two, right? Now, with that one relatively simple addition to dungeons, not only are you encouraged to CC, pull apart, and maybe even have like a multiple tank situation, like an actual honest-to-God off-tank in a dungeon, but you also have more options for what you could do with dungeon design. For example, you could play around with enemies that, you know, like in the old Zulaman, or in the aforementioned Court of Stars, there's some kind of warning thing that'll pull an extra pack, which will probably lead to a wipe. But there's something you, the player, can do to prevent that from happening. You know, force the players to actually be paying attention and being on top of that thing to make sure that they don't get pushbacked, right? To make sure that they don't overpull. In this manner, you can have something that isn't just, you know, arduously increasing the health and damage of the enemies in order to force the players to actually CC things. Good difficulty emulating the same design concepts of the old dungeons. What do you think? How terrible is my idea? Rate my terrible idea! Yes? That hurt something. Die. You blow a cooldown. Go away. Yeah, I would probably reduce the number of enemies. Substantially, even. Honestly, a pack of 3 or 4 could and should be a threat under such a mode. Oh, look at this. Yeah, is she all right, Bregman? A habit burger? I don't think so. Didn't sound familiar, anyways. Yeah, that's a good idea, Monitor. But like, you see how we can play around with concepts here to make this work. The idea is to pretty much push against what FF14 has been suffering from for a while now, which is wall-to-walling. Oh, I know that problem, Bregman. Not personally, but, you know. Oof. And, like, imagine you find... Again, I like the concept of an off-tank, too. Because you could have, random example, the Frost Mage in your group, over there, off to the side, attacking this one mob, and essentially tanking that one mob, and slowly pulling and kiting it off to the side, so it's not doing whatever it would be doing with the rest of the main group, while the tank is healing with the big guy, the guy who just, you know, hits like a truck. And over there... Yeah, and you know, and your healer is dealing with the other thing, and you've got the third mob, which you're probably CCing to some extent. Sorry, Mr. Red. Sorry. True. Till there's snow. If it makes you feel any better, I'm the one who has to do this twice. Once by myself. This is the first time I've ever done this scenario by myself. Good experience. Yeah, no, you're getting it, Pillars of Snow. So, like, you've got someone whose entire job it is to live, right? They're up there. Because, like, think about the enemy composition, right? We could have a DPS who is uniquely weak to CC, right? Like, they actually have a debuff, probably a visible debuff, which you can see, and it says, hey, I am weak to CCs. They hit like a truck, but you can pull them down to the point where they're the only thing you have to deal with. You've got the big guy. The big guy has a nice big pile of health, and he gets big tank bustery kind of attacks, right? That's the tank's job. You've got like a normal enemy. That's the thing that, like, you can off-tank or pull off to the side. You'd probably have other types of configurations of enemies, like other roles. Like, there could be an enemy that buffs the enemy party. You could have an enemy that debuffs you. You could even make it a choice thing. Let's say you have 1 CC. Who do you put it on? The DPS who hurts, or the debuffer who's making your entire group weaker while he's doing it? You see how we could play with this? This is also why I would make it its own separate mode, because if I'm being honest, this is kind of antithetical to the dungeon design philosophy of both MMOs, WoW and F14. And that's fine. That's the idea. We can play with it. Try something new. Oh, see, that's the big catch right there, Star. If there's one thing that all MMO players are consistent on, it's if you don't give rewards to doing something, no one will do it. Doesn't matter how fun it is. Doesn't matter how interesting it is. Doesn't matter how engaging it is. If there's no rewards, people are not going to engage in the content. That's why Torghast died on the Vine and Warfronts. Both of whom were good features, by the way. I'll go ahead and play this cutscene again. It's a good cutscene.
We need you in the fight, champ.
Oh, you struggle in vain. Leave this dark place. Prepare for your end. Why spend your last moments in agony? I've already won.
All you've done is unite us.
Yeah, can we have our mounted knight units back again, please? Mounted combat, hello? We know you can do it. Death Knights can do it all the time.
I would never miss an opportunity to raid the Sunwell.
You know, that is true, Mr. Red. You know what you get out of... I don't think there's a single modern, like, endgame activity in Midnight that is not rewarding to do. The closest would be Abundance. And even Abundance gives you, it gives you a weekly thing for your vault. It gives you one big reward for having done it. And it gives you a gigantic pile of rep for Zulaman.
Taking the span was just the first step.
Oh yeah, and crafting.
Face Xalatath before this dark well corrupts all of Azeroth.
So hey, yeah, hi. Round 2.
Light preserve you.
Do the raid.
We've made it across the bridge, but the true battle lies ahead. Be ready for the worst.
Hint, hint, do the raid. Hint, hint, hint. Okay, so let's grab you. I can tell there's an invite. I gotta grab you. Fail to grab anyone else. I'm gonna try and queue. I'm just gonna see how bad it is. Hey, offshore Twitch account. Oh yeah, by the way, fun fact, I looked off camera. You see these wonderful warglyphs? Yeah, I have those. They're one-handed swords. They are night elf only. I tried to... I don't know why I can't invite you. Your friend is playing a different version of World of Warcraft. Bull crap, she's right here! Oh, I'm sorry, D20. But yeah, it's Night Elf only. I got on several characters to test that. Alliance can't do it. Horde can't do it. Nobody can do it. It's only Night Elves, which sucks. So I guess, egg on my face, I do have those warglyphs. I just don't play Night Elves. Okay, who am I missing? Everyone. Let's see. Grab Monobrent. And grab Cure White Noise. May or not. And not grabbing Evo. Type up some notes. Is Monk a good class? Yes. I have said this before and I'll say this again. There is no such thing as a bad class in Monk. There are worse classes and better classes, but there are no bad classes.
Farewell, friend of the ground.
Hey, Sonashi. Thank you very, very much, as always. Much appreciate. I will jot that down. Give me a second here. For Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Witcher 3. Okay, White Noise. That sounds pretty miserable. That would have been... It would have either been right before Kata, so the vanilla experience, or during Kata, which actually probably would have been fine. Dude, Monk tanks... I don't even main Monk tank, and I can tell you, Monk tanks are kind of ridiculous. Very high skill ceiling.
The Amani leader welcomes you.
When the Amani heard what was happening, I called for volunteers to join me in battle beside my Ashura. Not many were willing to risk their lives for the sake of elves, but some were, and that's a start, yeah?
You're still a funny one. Speak to me.
It took far less effort to convince the elders that the Harney should come to the Silver Moon's aid this time around. Hagar looked quite pleased with herself when she said it. She likes it when the others have to admit she's right.
Do not fear the dark.
Beast Hunter specifically is probably the single most solo... My god, Raven. It's probably the single most solo-friendly spec in the entire game. Just pound for pound. You gotta work at it to be more solo-friendly than a freaking Beast Hunter. Where's my phone? There are many good options off your Twitch account. Even to this day, both the Goblin and the Worgen starting zones are legit, so I can recommend those. And Pandaria has issues, but it's still Pandaria. I do not, Spartan, for whatever that's worth. Yeah, racials don't matter except for the absolute edge of min-maxing world firsts. Whether it's good or bad is up to you. That's an often debated topic. Bring whatever you want to, Spark. I don't care. We're probably going to end up having to do the story mode anyways. Yes, actually, off your Twitch account. You don't even have to actually freeze your experience because you'll just be locked at level 20. So you can just go and just do, you know, pre-Dragonflight content as much as you want to. I think there's a smattering of content you can't do at level 20. I believe you need to get to Legion for that. Hang on, let me double check that. No, that still counts. Okay, so you need... Okay, I was actually kind of right. It looks like BFA is level... Well, no, that's different. Hang on. Actually, yeah, it looks like I'm right. It looks like it's BFA. Well, no, because these are all 10. Okay, it looks like BFA and, possibly Shadowlands? Nope, Shadowlands is still good. Okay, it looks like BFA is the only exception. That's really funny. You're gonna want to... You're not going to be able to experience all of BFA as a free account at level 20. Okay. Where's Evo? No, but the funny thing is you could do Shadowlands. And Dragonflight, you can do everything at level 10. Dragonflight makes sense. They specifically want you to be able to do that as a brand new character. Everything else is a little bit more debatable. Like, some zones kind of scale. Is leveling very short? So I'm assuming what you mean by that is, does it take a long time to level? To which the answer is no. Yeah, no. It is, without hesitation, the single... Alright, Bourbon. Have fun. Enjoy the dog walk. I can't think of an MMO out there that has faster leveling than WoW, especially for alts. Now, that's the thing. WoW actually is really pro-alt, for lack of a better way to phrase that. No, Guild Wars 2 takes absolutely freaking forever to level. Unless you use a literal purchased with real money item in order to skip leveling entirely. It's why there's been a couple of asterisks I had to give people when playing Guild Wars 2 for the first time. It's like, honestly, I usually recommend just buy the item. Just, if you're committed to it, just buy the item. Evo, join us. Why aren't you joining us yet? Correct tier. I happen to have that benefit. My Guild Wars 2 account goes back to vanilla, and most of my characters were made in like the first year or so. Yeah, that too. WoW is very alt-friendly, so there's a lot of mechanisms and mechanics and gear and concepts that all want you to make another character. They want you to try out different classes, different races, different leveling experiences, etc. Will I ever review GTA Online? No. Would I review it as an MMO? No. GTA Online isn't an MMO. Really. It's kind of its own thing. Yeah, no, it's an open world PvP setup, which is actively designed around and encourages griefing, which happens to have missions attached you can do with other people. And that's it. That's GTAO right there. I don't want to sound negative, but the people who spend money on shark cards are aliens. I don't understand that at all. I can't even start to understand that. People who dump money on black licorice or coffee or porn make more sense to me than the people who buy shark cards. Shark cards is just alien. It makes no sense. I don't understand what they think they're buying. We'll find out, Evo. Let's go. Shark cards is how they make their money. Shark cards is why GTA 5, GTA Online, is the single most valuable property in the history of all of life. That's not a joke. Someone's in a loading screen or something. Yeah, it's also why GTA 5 stopped getting patches and content and never got an expansion. What do they do? Oh, hang on. Let me pull up a private browser for this. You do not. Okay, so if you buy a shark card, so for example, I could spend $100 right now, and that gives me $10 million in game. That's it. I actually double-checked myself just to make sure there was nothing else there. But yeah, that's it. Who are we waiting on? Who hasn't hit yes yet? Looks like Evo hasn't. Evo. I don't understand. I'm sorry, Breakfast Apple. That makes no sense. There's so little worth a damn to buy in GTA Online. And most of the really good stuff you go out and earn anyways. Hell, even the really good stuff you have to unlock then buy. What's the freaking point? I mean, even if you make the argument that a couple of few weird outliers would go ahead and spend money on shark cards, that doesn't explain why people have spent actually billions of dollars on it. Shark cards aren't profitable. They are ludicrously profitable. They are monstrously, insanely profitable. As of 4 months ago, when they did their posting, they had made they had crossed the $5 billion marker in income. Thank you. $5 billion. That is alien. I'm sorry. Anyways, look forward to GTA 6, guys. I'm sure it's not affected by that figure at all. No, offshore Twitch account. They would never. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be fussy. I'm already kind of in a pseudo-sarcastic tone. Forgive me. Yes, I have heard that IO is one of the many other companies that have been hit with layoffs recently. Yeah, I noticed we have a queue. We're literally missing one tank right now. Yeah, that tank's never coming. No, it's too late, Evo. We're committed. Yeah, meanwhile, Nintendo gave all their employees a raise in order to retain their quality employees, and I think the actual specific wording was to make sure that morale remained high in uncertain economic times, something along those lines. Hitman, let us know. Hitman and 007. There it is. Woo! Nowadays, I use most of the same basics I always have atop the car. Bartender, T Pearl, which is taken over for X Pearl, or Z Pearl, excuse me. I like Cursor Trail. I really like Cursor Trail. I think World Quest Tracker is basically mandatory. Who? Come on, people. This isn't Lemix. Come on. Oh yeah, Plumber has a lot of really fun, small little things. No, I know, it's the Deeps. It's not us. Nice, great sword. Look at that. It is possible it will dump us into the second fight. It will not pull us in mid-fight. It actually can't. Oh, come on. Come on, 18th person. Come on, 18th person. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Oh, okay, we're okay. Okay. Little bit of a what do you call it? Trash tutorialization there. At your leisure, whoever a tank is. So yeah, they're just doing holy damage to all of us every second. Just like the Void one is doing void damage to us every second. That's cool. The Void one is way less injured. Yeah, I'm gonna switch over here. Oh gosh.
Quickly now! Bring him down before they hatch anew!
Working on it.
piece of a whole. Verisa, follow the light, Phoenix. I'll take the other side.
Are you sure?
I know what the Void can do. I can handle this.
Yes, that is Yuri Lowenthal. Yes, he does a really good job. Yes, Spartan is way over pulling. It's okay, I'm sure I have a healer somewhere who's got my back.
Prepare yourselves.
We must stop Beleren! Heroes, now! We must bring them down together!
Yep, use the feather. Anybody who's played Guild Wars 2, this probably looks pretty familiar. No spoilers, but, you know, Ice Brood. And yes, this whole area should be pretty familiar to anybody who played BC. We used to do bombing runs here. Good question, Isminister. I'm not sure.
We are defenders of the Sunwell, as are you!
The Void. Mother says it speaks to you. To Beleren. We are attacking what he was sworn to defend.
Frickin' ogres, am I right? Yeah, this is part of a concentrated assault. We just happen to be one part of it. I mean, we're the point of the spear, let's be very clear, but still. I mean, there's a couple, Mr. Red. So, Beleren. In case you wondered what the theme of the entire expansion was in one picture, there it is. Yeah, that's also a mount, which I will probably never get. I just kind of accept that. No, it's mythic only. The zombie dragon. I'm going to assume you mean the frostworm from Wrath, in which case, yeah, I got that when it was hard, even. Nope, I was going to show it off, but whatever, we're here, let's go! No, I know, Puppenix. It's always 2 expansions. It's because the scaling takes effect when you are 10 plus levels higher than the content in question, aka 11 levels. Each expansion raises the level cap by 10. So when you are 20 levels higher, you get it. Yeah, I noticed I got light hit with this. I mean, they have the mechanics for doing a level switch now, so if they ever need to, they can, and will probably do so without hesitation. I'm more worried about FF14, which has been resistant to the idea of doing a level squish. I get why, but... Dragonflight. You can solo Dragonflight Mythic right now. Correct, after a Twitch account. Damn it, I just popped my I-beams. Yeah. The downside to a level squish is people are stupid. Please forgive me for saying that so harshly, but it's just the truth. I don't remember if I need to eat these or not. No, I do. Yep, I do. Come back here so I can eat you. Shoot, I missed some. So, the twofold problem here, Ross. First of all, people have this thing where big numbers equals good in a very, very don't think about it kind of a way. Ditto. Let's go to star. Am I void? Yeah, I'm void. Time to void it up. Second of all, let's say I give you... I don't know. I like to use economics to describe this situation. Let's say that magically, somehow, I'm able to tell you, all right, listen, Ross, I'm going to cut your pay, okay? However, in exchange for cutting your pay, I'm going to reduce the cost of everything.
He sacrificed himself for us.
No need to mourn. He'll return anew.
Do you get it? Your buying power has gone up, even though your number has gone down.
This ends now.
Exactly, after a Twitch account. It's actually a much simpler way to put that. I'm going to borrow that. People would rather have $10 and buy a candy bar than $5 to buy a car. It's stupidity. I'm sorry. I don't have a nicer way to put that. So, we've actually fought Laura before. In fact, we've defeated Laura before. This part counts for the review, because, kind of. Because, you know, the last fight isn't in story mode. As you can see, there's some fun stuff going on up here. Also true, Ross. I do 100% blame a lot of education systems in the world for not teaching people the basic principles of money. I'm going to shut up about economics, but the only reason I wanted to bring that up was because it's relevant to the level squish. There is, in WoW, there is no detriment to a level squish. None. Damn it. Timed that terribly. Stygian Herald. I love the visuals in here. Can I say that real quick? This is also the second time we've fought a major villain that's just sitting there in the, well, the well. Now, FF14, if they decided to do a level squish, they would have to... They would kind of have to be doing it from scratch. They don't have any of the systems in place or the math necessary to make that happen. And they'd have to decide which abilities go where and what scales with what, and so forth and so on. It would be a fairly large amount of work, to be clear, which might be the reason they are deciding not to do it. They've actually been asked outright about level squishes, and every time they've been like, we're pushing that, we're kicking that can down the road. And I don't blame them for that attitude, to be clear. But I also firmly think that the main reason they don't want to do level squishes is because people would complain about being lower level.
A constant reminder of her failure. You sicken her.
No. Oh, liar!
Go ahead, Czar.
You look up to your sister so highly. She only looks down on you. A weak little girl to be pitied.
Illyria! I can't!
I would not be here without you. My thanks. Come to me. Accept your oblivion. Darkness embrace you.
Can I just say, I really like the voice actress they chose for Luda. Like, really.
Weep. Mourn.
It's similar to Xalatath's vaguely seductive tone, but kind of distinct. There's a flatness to it.
The void surges.
Come on, guys. Yes?
We're heading out.
Okay.
Raid hour. There's chili on the table.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Also, this is a great spectacle fight. Just absolutely phenomenal. I almost want to fight it like this just so you can appreciate it more. But that'll probably get me killed. This is another one of the best fights in the game situations that I can't give full credit for, because the only fight I can actually fairly review is the story mode one.
Weep. Mourn. Sever the light. The void surges.
Actually, yeah, Talia. Beams are bad.
I am denial. You solve nothing.
We have killed many villains, Czar. We have indeed killed almost all of them.
Weep. More.
A random thought I've been chewing on, whoops, is... I'm trying to think how to explain this. If... Oh my god, we're getting murdered here. Oh, nobody was eating.
You waste your time. I ebb and flow, the darkest of
Yep, nobody was picking up the crystals.
darkness blooms. This is a certainty. This was the only outcome.
That's my... I thought people already had it. That's on me. Nobody picked up the crystals. It's cloth. Words. What's in the middle of saying? I kind of got really distracted by that. That's okay, Monobrent. I think we're about to lose Evo, too. Because she mentioned she only had like 20 minutes. I am also not particularly geared, so I'm kind of being carried. What was I in the middle of talking about? I was in the middle of talking about something. Have we killed someone? Yes. Oh, right. So, it is... Obviously, they've probably already decided what their decision is and when they're going to kill Xal'atath, if they're going to do so at all. I should probably mention that there's a lot of options there. Some people think that Xal'atath should retain into the Last Titan. Some people think she should be killed here in Midnight, that she should be the final boss of Midnight, or even the penultimate boss of Midnight, depending on where she's going with that. That's all debatable. There are a lot of possible options which could be used and written well, depending on what they want to do, and that's the catch. What do they want to do? I should mention, as of this moment in time, the moment you're at, we still do not know what she wants. I know. Survival. But, and? The closest hint we have is what Decimus said. The idea that she wants everything, everywhere to be void. Yeah, Mythic Laura is... whew. If you have the investment in incentive to look into it, I recommend doing so. It looks like a chonker. What are we waiting on? Spartan, apparently. Okay. Do it! Go!
Darkness embrace you.
I am sorry, Kraken Song. On both accounts.
Weep. Mourn. Sever the light. The void surges.
Oh, hey, we did actually get a stack of determination. That's fun.
I am denial. You solve nothing.
Practice, I guess, at Tulhakar. I've been doing this for a long time. I actually like turning up the graphics, because I like watching all the stuff. It's one of the reasons I like that add-on I just mentioned, Cursor Trail. You see this lightning trail? That's so I can see where my cursor is amongst all this nonsense. Because at a certain point, it is actually kind of hard to see where my cursor is.
The void surges.
Counterclockwise now.
Admirable, but futile.
Yeah, we had just kind of reached phase 2. Which Consume had a faster cooldown. Yeah, a lot of the actual movements of your classy rotation kind of become muscle memory at a certain point. Triangle XO.
Weep. Mourn.
Nice, Ismira Star.
Sever the light. You waste your time.
There we go.
I ebb and flow, the darkest of tides.
Don't get pulled in.
Darkness blooms. This is a certainty you must embrace. Slice of shadow. Shattering shade.
Yeah, this is what we call an intermission.
Enough. The dark well calls and I answer. Can you hear it?
This is phase 2. Yeah, don't go out like that idiot did. That guy ran out immediately and died very quickly.
Take you. Darkness swells.
Do you hear the voices, brother?
Swallowed by shadow.
Yeah, we're literally inside the sun wall, by the way, in case you missed that. Does this not shrink in LFR? Or am I misremembering? Ignore me, either way.
Swallowed by shadow. I bask. I grow. You cannot stop what has begun. You cannot end the ending. Midnight falls. An inevitable end.
And I'm dead. I didn't even have a chance to do anything. But there you go. Roll credits.
Admirable, but futile. Your efforts are the absence of reason, of light, of life.
We might wipe again.
The sun falls.
Let's see the fight going on over there. Evo does have aggro, because she is a monster. In a good way.
Infinite.
The deeps are still going. We still have some of our carries up. Looks like two. Two of our carries are up, and obviously we've got a healer up. No! I didn't even see what happened. And we wipe. Damn! You almost had that, Evo. Do you have to go now? A couple people did way back in the day, Azar. No one has sense. No, you did really good, Evo. And we have 2 stacks of determination now. I actually feel bad because I am absolutely not contributing to this fight. I'm going full tilt and managing 14th on deeps. I just don't have the gear. Uh... 18th. Still doing decent numbers. Like, honestly, most of us are doing normal numbers. And then we have a few carries. That's pretty normal for how these go. Like, the difference between you and me and DPS is only 3,000. Or, no, that's wrong. 7,000. Still, it's not a big gap, is my point. Mm-hmm. Wait. Oh, God. Evo. Everyone. There's mushrooms everywhere. What do I do? You know, I just realized I probably should not do this. I know that sounds strange. I'm trying to think how to make this work the way I want it to. No. I mean, I've never done this fight in story mode. I don't know what it's like in story mode. Story mode is the mode I'm reviewing. I am strongly considering ditching. I don't particularly want to, but I've done a decent job of showcasing the entire fight, actually. Like, that was the last phase. I died immediately, but still. Evo was still a boss. Like, you get all the credit for that. And everyone in Raid... I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. That was the fight. I'm out. Peace. If anyone wants to join me for the story mode fight, you're more than welcome to. We only got 5 people now, so we can do that. Yeah, sorry, we had a Luda error there. Yeah, Evo is like, oh, I suck. I don't know if you know Evo, Kraken-san. She has this thing where she'll do, like, something amazing, and then people are like, oh, you're amazing. And she'll be like, no, I suck because I have no self-esteem and I'm Canadian. And then she'll apologize for being amazing. And it's like, Evo. So, yeah, let's just do this again. Is everyone out? It looks like everyone's out. It's hard to tell. So, yeah. Now, Evo's legit. By the way, if you type !Evo into chat, you get a link to the game she's currently making on Steam. You should go wishlist it, because it's awesome. Plug. Alright. What we got? Okay, so this puts us right outside this fight. Okay.
Is there no end to their armies?
Hold the line!
Where's my mushroom tank? Where's my mushroom tank? With my tank! With my tank! No, I know Eva. She just has low self-esteem. Unlike me, I just suck. That's right, it's time for the Fungal Fellowship. Let's rock! Sure, that's a Murloc. Shut up! Yes, the Fungal Fellowship will destroy Sargeras. Sir, that's a no. Shut up! Not my fault, the Fungarians. For my fungal homeland! What? It even fits! It even fits! Starts with an F. 2 syllables. Oh god, the Murlocs. The Murlocs! The reason things exist always fascinates me, especially cultural stuff. For those of you who haven't heard me talk about this, there's actually a pretty objective reason why Murlocs took off as memes. Actually, you can't, Papaneeks. We cannot queue for this for more than 5 people. Did you know that? Because I found that out today. Anyways. Yeah, right? Like, you can't queue for the story raid with more than 5 people. What? And for the record, I gave that a negative. So, is it because the Alliance is popular? Kind of, but not really. It's actually very simple. So I want you to imagine the... I'm going to turn off the sound, because we've actually already heard all this. So I want you to imagine for a moment, all of the players who have ever played WoW for a second, okay? Now, the way this works... This is true for all games, but especially MMOs, is the further into the game you get, the less players got there, right? In other words, most every player got to level 1. Less players got to level 2, less players got to level 3, etc. And that's almost a linear line in most games. So, not many players in WoW Vanilla, percentage-wise, experienced, say, the Eastern Plaguelands. But you know what a huge number of players experienced? Elwyn Forest. So that's point number 1. The first and most important point is the fact that a huge number of players were going to experience Murlocs because they're right there in Elwyn Forest. So the overwhelming majority of players are going to actually involve with it. Oh yeah, again, so it's actually, so it was something Diamond T. I didn't even see what it was. Which one am I? Looks like I'm sorry. So I'm first. And then T goes last. T goes last. T goes last. T goes last. Yeah! Oh, well. Yeah, Crystal Lake is like right there. This is also why Mancrick was so memed on the Horde side. Is because a huge number of players did the Barrens. It's one of the first zones in the game. Right? Now, hang on. There's actually an asterisk. You're probably wondering why specifically it is that... Hang on a second. Why specifically it is that it was Murlocs and nothing else. It's actually very simple. So there's a couple of other pieces that combine to make this happen. First, in Vanilla, fighting more than one mob at once could get you killed. Also in Vanilla, most mobs didn't really run until a certain point, at which point most mobs did. One of the first groups of enemies you fight that runs is Murlocs. Final piece of the puzzle, all of the Murlocs on that little spot on the lake are slammed very close to each other. So, most players saw them. It's hard to fight more than one thing at a time. They were one of the first mobs that run, and there's a whole bunch of mobs in one spot. What do you think happened? This is why Murlocs are so popular. It's because almost every player, like, experienced Murlocs. They were just another throwaway creep race. In fact, some of you probably don't even remember. They were back in Warcraft 3. And they weren't anything in Warcraft 3. They were just another creep race in Warcraft 3. It wasn't until WoW and the Eastern Crystal Lake, or whatever it's called, that they actually started becoming a thing. Now, the reason you have offshore Twitch account is because by the time Cataclysm came around, they were a meme, and now Blizzard was leaning into it. But the reason Murlocs took off was because of those combination of circumstances I just mentioned.
Swallowed by shadow.
So, by the way, the thing you're supposed to do here, if you get a spear, aim it so it's going to hit one of the orbs behind you, okay? I don't actually remember if we're supposed to hit the charged orbs or the regular orbs. I think it's the regular orbs. I think. Don't trust me on that. Okay, it is the regular orbs. I was right. So if you get a spike, aim one of the orbs. Aim at one of the orbs. You can actually see it's aiming because there's a lightning status effect that appears over it. So it's like a visual indicator that you're aiming it correctly.
Darkness swells.
I'm not even sure there is a pull effect in this. There was an LFR.
Swallowed by shadow.
Never mind, there's the pull.
Darkness swells. You cannot stop what has begun. You cannot end the ending. Midnight falls.
Okay, crystals. Crystals! Get to a crystal. Get to a crystal. Could you take us into melee, please?
Your efforts are the absence of reason, of light, of life.
Okay.
The sun falls.
It's like I get to show off the frickin' mine layer this time. Yeah, I'm gonna spin that up.
Light is infinite, eternal, inevitable. Let it embrace you.
Oh jeez, oh jeez.
The sun falls.
Yeah, I love the constellation attack, by the way. There's 2 hints about where it's going to hit, as you can see.
All possibilities are cloaked in shadow. Relent. Revel in the dark. The sun falls.
Bye, Evo. Thank you for joining us. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. Stop sorrying. You're amazing. Admit your amazingness.
Purpose is oblivion. The sun falls.
I think you're right, Asmir Star.
The end is nigh. Extinguish your
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay. I wasn't sure about that, honestly. We lost a lot.
You Windrunners. You just don't know when to lay down and die.
We Windrunners are just stubborn that way.
Okay, no.
I honestly didn't factor for you.
Death comes for all, Zalatan. Even your wretched kind.
We'll finish this another time, perhaps.
Now, having said that, there's one thing I really like about this cutscene. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you said you could never leave the moor.
There are ways, nephew. But they do take their toll. Regardless, you told me that Silvermoon was in peril. That it needed its Ranger General.
Yeah, by the way, Lyria's dead.
Sylvanas, if the Maw cannot hold you, then maybe there's a way back for you. Back to us.
My penance. My true work has only begun, little sister. The Shadowlands are not at all what they seem. I cannot rest until I've uncovered the truth. Still, I hope to see you both again. Before the end begins.
I'm thinking 2 negatives, actually.
What was wrought here cannot simply be undone. The light is all but consumed. I barely feel the well's power.
We can't leave it like this. The wounds the void left behind must be healed.
I think 2 positives. 2 positives and 2 negatives. Let me explain. So, the first positive is actually for what they do with Xalatath. No, seriously. Did you notice that Xalatath actually got angry? Do you know how rare it is that Xalatath gets angry? The mere fact that we managed to defeat Laura was something that she probably legitimately did not plan for. A rarity. And I might be reading too much into it, but I like to think that the fact that we were there is at least part of that. Remember, there's a decent chance we were supposed to be removed from the board. So, nice little bit of storytelling, and it actually takes her most of her encounter with Sylvanas to get her mask back on, right? her indifferent, vague, like, yeah, whatever, you know. She's just like, we'll continue this later. Right? Like, there's that moment where you could see her, like, swallowing and degaussing it, right? That's good. And the other positive is obvious. The hug. I don't even care. I don't. The hug was good. It's a good subversion, because most people, myself included, were expecting a slug, not a hug. Yeah, she also got one of her orbs popped. Now, negative number one. I'm sorry. How did Sylvanas know how to do her trailer fodder line? Of being able to, like, hear the line before she even appeared and then respond to it. I gave a negative for that in Star Wars. I'm giving that negative here. It's still ridiculous. Negative number two. This one's a little bit trickier. This is the one I was chewing on. Why is Sylvanas here? And that's the problem, is that she's here for no reason. She shows up, distracts, essentially, Xalatath. Xalatath bails, and then Sylvanas says, "You are not prepared for what is to come." Vaguely warns about something else coming in the future, and then leaves. Why is she here? I'm not even mad about the fact that she has managed to be here. The idea that Sylvanas could, periodically, leave the Maw in order to go back to the world is not unheard of. Especially since we know that nothing's... How to explain this? Nothing is actually holding her in the Maw. Right? She's in the Maw by choice. She walked into the Maw. She stays in the Maw. She can just leave. Frankly, she's like, there's a toll. I don't actually buy that, quite frankly. I don't think there actually is a toll. I think she can just leave. So that doesn't bother me. The part that bothers me is more meta. Not in-universe, but out. She's just here because she's popular, of course. Because it's an Elven expansion, and much more importantly, because she needs to vague it up and give us trailer fodder for what is to come. You are not ready for what is to come. And spoiler, the next patch is all about the trolls, so we're probably not going to find out about it anytime soon. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Actually, as Mira starts, she's like, my job is done. But she didn't do anything. Thank you for the sub, Orchid. Always appreciate you. What I'm trying to say, in my broken, terrible way, is if you're gonna go ahead and bring Sylvanas back, do something with her. And if you're paying attention, they did do one thing with her, and I am giving it a positive. Okay, that's going towards Cyberpunk, Skyrim, and Pokemon Soul Silver. Done. Appreciate you, Orchid. Didn't you do anything? Didn't I? Vanishes into the maw. Yeah, the troll patch, you know me. I love troll lore, and I'm actually really excited about the next patch, which is in less than a week now. I also have done the pre-patch quest leading up to that, and it's really good. So I'm really hyped about the next patch. But, like, why are we going to deal with... I almost said it out loud. Why are we going to deal with this place? Why is this the next patch? Letting it go. So, we're not quite done yet. But I need, like, a minute. Is that cool? Give me a minute, please. It also makes sense that Xalatath would want to do anything other than actually fight us. Remember, she has done everything in her power to never directly fight us. Okay. Oh, this is,
It's good you are here.
What just happened? No,
Light preserve you, friend.
We've won the day, but it may take us some time to discover what to do about the Dark Well. There is one group of experts when it comes to wells of power across Azeroth. It is the elves you have helped assemble. They will convene and decide the next course of action. For now, enjoy your victory. Wait about a week for the next patch for the next quest to unlock.
There's more to be done, but I think we've earned a moment of respite. Let's head back to Silvermoon for now.
I mean, yeah. What are you wielding? It's a chunk of a dead Naru. What? I love the visual effect on this, by the way. Look at that.
Anaria Shalom.
My mind goes back to another day the Sunwell lay broken, with a great ally reigniting it, with the heart of a fallen Naru. Were it only so simple now. We have much to consider, but the decision is not ours alone.
Fight well.
Greetings.
I did not expect to see her again. Not here. I thought I'd lost both sisters to the Beyond. Yeah, by the way, Varisa is aware that she just lost Illyria. So that kind of makes that hug make even more sense. She knows she just lost one of her sisters. And she thought she lost Sylvanas twice. So seeing Sylvanas, of course she's going to hug her. That actually lined up really well. Anyways. If one is not as far gone as I'd assume, maybe the other? Maybe she still lives? I cannot lose hope. If she's out there, she'll be found.
Together we will save Azeroth.
Dark power pouring out of the Sunwell. I can feel it even from here.
So yeah, Voidstorm's gone. Beam's gone. Yeah, hang on. There we go. Okay, so, hey, Mr. Ed, did you know there's a button now to convert to party? I found that out about 20 seconds ago. Yes, really. I have never encountered that before. Mostly stuff that's interesting to me, off your Twitch account. At the moment, the movies are picked by virtue of mandate. What I mean by that is, the movie reviews are an experiment. Now, I think they're an experiment that's going well. People like them. The reviews work. I've been liking doing it, right? I think it's been working. But when I was starting the movie reviews, I didn't know if they were going to work. So I had to pick stuff I knew inside and out, stuff I was extremely familiar with. And there's only two things that really qualify: Star Wars and Star Trek. So I was going to start with Star Wars. Then I lost my copy of Phantom Menace. So I did Star Trek instead. Lord Runner, today will be a day of ceremonies and great magic. Before we can begin to cleanse the Darkwell, agreements must be made. We have two events that have requested your presence as mediator and witness. What we lay down today will have lasting ramifications, and it's important to all of us we have you at the center of it all. Meet with Aethys and Romoth for their respective events. When you're done, return here. We'll continue the Darkwell together.
Despite our long history of animosity, we elves have proven that together we are greater than our grievances. Perhaps the rifts between us will never fully heal, but we must at least attempt to bridge them.
How did I lose it? So, funny story. A little over a year ago, I had an issue with one of my external drives, and lost a bunch of stuff in the process. I was able to salvage it because, by coincidence, I actually have a lot of experience in restoring lost data on a broken hard drive. I thought I had restored all the data on that drive. I hadn't checked for the Star Wars films until, a few months ago when I was starting up the movie reviews, and I was just like, oh, for the record, episode 1 was not the only one I was missing. It was like episode 1, 3, 4 and like 6, I want to say. It was a weird bundle, and it's just like, oh. What versions will I use? Probably the ones I actually own, which is the DVD versions. Champion, I felt it was important to have you here for this moment so that neither I nor my wayward comrade peer off the topic with his many failings. I also want a witness in case he turns to evil. Would you be so kind to unpack a few items so that I don't have to touch them?
Let's get this over with. Umbric, in light of all you have done for Silvermoon, I hereby return your research materials.
It's Magister Umbric, actually. But it's good to be acknowledged.
I'll give you a hot take. I like all the Star Wars posters. Their art team knows exactly what they're doing.
My old workspace. Complete with nullification runes and enchantments.
That desk was a menace. It kept eating magic items we left on it.
My old Harmonio. You kept it?
Well, a lot of work went into it, and you did earn it.
I'm sorry, they're banging. I don't even care. These, yeah. Romoth has switched from, what is it, Soon to Tsundere? Or Tsundere? Whatever that is.
Wait, does this mean what I think it means?
By order of Grand Magister Romoth and ratified by Regent Lord Lorthamar Theron, the Sindora hereby bestow ownership of the Umbral Atrium to Magister Umbric and his Rendora in good standing with Silvermoon. Let none forget the sacrifice and heroism of the Rendora in Silvermoon's darkest hour. So we save the city, and in return I'm allowed to get my old things back. From anyone else, that would be an insult, but from Romoth, that is the highest of praise. He even kept my old alembic. How thoughtful.
To show our gratitude for your aid, I am awarding you this property as an embassy for the Rendorai.
You are actually letting us back into the city regularly? Willingly?
I still do not approve of your research into the Void.
You gave us our equipment back? That is literally you approving of what we do. You approve of me.
I regret this already.
No promises, Oshra. But I will take it into consideration. Let's see, we've been Adventurer, Commander, Champion, of course. Champion's the one that's kind of stuck lately. Since, BFA, I guess. What else? We had Heroes at one point. I feel like I'm missing one. I actually went out of my way to call the characters by that throughout the course of the World of Warcraft series, which you should go watch, by the way. I spent a lot of time and work and effort on it. Sorry. Had something stuck in my throat there. And it was months of effort! Alright, sorry. Champion. After much discussion, negotiation, and even some screaming and 3 duels, the Sunreavers and Silver Covenant have decided on a course of action to decide our futures. Given your aid, we would like you here to act as witness as we formalize and sign our peace accords. Will you do us the honor of igniting the flames of remembrance?
Varisa and I have decided that our people can no longer afford to fight each other.
Not when greater threats lurk outside our walls.
Of those, I actually don't mind Champion. It's kind of grown on me. I originally didn't like it because of BFA. But since then, it's worked for me. And there's a nice bite to it. Champion. Right?
The Silver Covenant was formed to oppose the Horde. Our enmity toward them could not be quelled. Let this flame signal the end of the Silver Covenant. Though our losses linger, we must move forward.
Yeah, fun fact, she's right. Some people forget the Silver Covenant was formed in Wrath as like a consequence of the HVA stuff going on in Wrath.
The Sun Reavers sought to reclaim our place in the Kirin Tor. We never meant to become a political tool. Let this flame remind us of our true calling, to share knowledge and power against a common foe.
Having said that, to finish answering your question, Rain 36, if given a choice, I prefer the Order Hall titles. If they could somehow record extra lines for every person who says our name, and have them say each of the 13 titles that exist, I would be down for that. I don't remember all of them. It's like High Lord, Death Lord, I think there's a Magni Lord, there's a Warrior Lord, let's see, there's a Food Lord, Hunter Lord. I'm being facetious. I mean that, though. I like the Hunter. That is to say, the Order Hall titles. We're the Slayer, for example, as a Demon Hunter. And I think you're just the High Priest as a priest? I don't remember. So let's read this sucker. We, the undersigned, agree to the following compact. In times of great need and world-ending threats, past grievances and vengeance can be set aside to allow the greatest minds of might and magic to come together and find solutions to craft war against such threats. Let all who follow this compact use this magic and wisdom for the betterment and defense of Azeroth and her citizens. In the face of evil that threatens Azeroth herself, let those practitioners of magic once again work together for a better future. In memory of Theramore, Dalaran, and the Sunwell. Quel Phalan Danas. Signed, Verisa Windrunner, Aethys Sunreaver, and witnessed by the Lowrunner. It is done. Today marks the first day of the Silver Sun Compact. Love the name, by the way. May the oaths we sign today bind us in trying times to do the right thing.
I agree to this compact, though I will never forgive the Horde for what it has done.
As I will never forgive the Alliance for purging us from Dalaran. Yet, I too agree to this compact.
Yeah, fun little fact, by the way. The time, if they were going to do something for the Drakthir, the time has come and gone. Lemix was the time to do it. They didn't do it. We're never getting anything for the Evokers. Although Scale Commander is the perfect title for them.
And hope that things went well, champion. We have made many sacrifices.
You have fought by our side through our darkest hour and during our greatest triumphs. It is only fitting you join us this day.
What I do for Quel'Thalas.
In the wake of Xalatath's destruction, what remains of our forces are gathering at the Darkwell to determine what we can do about the remnants of the Void. We cannot abide the presence of so much dark energy. Some of our greatest casters and knowledgeable scholars believe they have a solution, but we could use your aid.
Aldiel, we believe we can heal the Darkwell, and we would like you there when we do.
Yeah, Odin really needs to get me a sandwich. That's what Odin needs to do. I'd never heard that personally off Switch.com. No, for record, I have no interest in skipping 9. The reason just 10 was added was because a viewer added just 10, if that makes sense. Back when I was actually doing that kind of funding thing. Uh-huh.
What can I do?
Thanks for coming. It's fitting we have you here. The last of the other elven leaders have returned with the powers from their homeland to help us in cleansing the Darkwell. While the Void Storm no longer barrages the Darkwell, it still needs healing. Please meet with the others. Let them know you're ready.
The others have gathered gifts from their home to help with the Darkwell. Please let them know we are ready for them.
I have done that only once, Kira White Noise. Once was enough. I like that character name, Holy Law.
The fruit of the Arkandor can cleanse all manner of magic. I'm certain it will do so here. Let us begin.
The generosity of our allies is moving. I had hesitated when Eretor's plan to gather the other elven nations to our aid. Today I realize how important that decision was. We must neutralize the Darkwell. What comes after will shape Sindori for ages to come.
Silvermoon prospers.
For ages, my people survived on the power gleaned from the Nightwell. We grew addicted to it, much like the Sindori grew addicted to the powers of their well. To overcome that, we learned to transmute the power through a monetary we call the Arkandor. You wouldn't know anything about that, even though you're literally a Legion Remix character. Today, in honor of the elves who rode to our aid when our own well was under assault, I bring fruit from that tree.
I know this is no small thing you offer us. Silvermoon owes you a debt of gratitude.
Nonsense, my love. That we have the fruit at all is in no small part thanks to the Sindori.
No, more PDA, more PDA! Sorry, hi, Evo.
Trust me, Ramath. This shard will regulate the void energies within the well. Greetings, traveler.
Oh, hang on, let's talk to Romoth first. This war with the void has forced me to reevaluate my views on certain moral failings of my former colleagues. It's a hard thing to do to watch a trusted Evo dare to apologize. You take that apology right back right now, Evo. Or I swear to God, I'm pulling this raid right over right now. I'm waiting, Evo. You tail it back. Oh my God! Actually, I have heard that off your Twitch account. Can a game get gameplay? I saw your question earlier, sorry, but I didn't quite understand it. Can a game get gameplay negatives for having cut or lacking content in an area compared to other branches? Yes, and it actually has. Anytime there's a certain part of a like a branch or a quest arc, whatever, that is clearly lacking or incomplete, that tends to be its own individual negative. Now, to be clear, it doesn't get the negative because the other branches are better. It gets the negative because it is incomplete in its own, in a vacuum. Does that make sense? The war with the void has forced me to reevaluate my views on certain moral failings of former colleagues. It's a hard thing to watch a trusted magistrate and friend turn to darkness and not see it as anything less than betrayal. Betrayal of trust, friendship, and more. Wink! It is even harder to admit we are still standing here today with hope for a brighter future because of that betrayal. I will do my best to try and revise that perspective. Of course, that means Umbric is going to be insufferable now.
We build our future upon the backbone...
Yeah, no, exactly, off your Twitch account. KOTOR 2 is a great example of this. The last dungeon of KOTOR 2 sucks. And it very explicitly sucks because it is so incomplete. It is so utterly vacuous. Another good example is the final dungeon and boss of Neverwinter Nights 2, along with the ending, which is noticeably and demonstrably incomplete. Another example of this, I'm going to stop using Oblivion games as an example. Black Eagles in Fire Emblem Three Houses is actually a really good example of this. It's just not as good as Or Out. I should know. I actually streamed it. Anyways.
Come with an open mind.
I've tried to explain this again and again to Romoth, but he's still stuck in old paradigms. The crystal we have created should concentrate enough void to allow room for other magics to take hold, undoing the fabric of the Dark Wall and opening the door for something else. Romoth is conflating fear of the void with bad experiences that have nothing to do with the magic and more to do with the people who wield it. He's so rigid! It's so frustrating sometimes. But oh my god, they're roommates?!
To allow the void to remain at all, your calculations have to be perfect, Umbric.
Well, then it's a good thing you're looking over my shoulder, isn't it?
And yeah, to use another example, this from Mario Sunshine, Pianta Village. Pianta Village is noticeably incomplete and underdeveloped compared to a lot of the zones that come before it.
Aethys and I have agreed to bring Anastarion's crown, a symbolic gesture befitting the last king of Silvermoon.
And probably glutted with magic and enchantments.
All that I worked for. Gone.
I will not say Varisa is welcome here, but her people have spilled blood to earn place here this day. Sometimes, through all the hate and need for vengeance, it's easy to forget Varisa is still a daughter of Quel'Thalas. And when her land comes under danger, we fight to the last. Windrunners more than most.
May we next meet under better circumstances.
This was once my home. I left to honor our alliance against the First Horde. As the Quel'Dorei became Sindorei, this place became less and less the home I remembered. It was clear their addiction to the Sunwell and its magic would lead to catastrophic end. We have lost too many people to this darkness. I will see the Darkwell cleansed one way or another.
Are you sure about this, Aethys? The crown has only just been returned to its home.
I am. We cannot greet the future without saying farewell to the past.
Actually, yeah. Ratchet & Clank 2 is another example. How was the boss? Really good! A lot of people died in the fight. We managed it.
We have brought the purifying waters of our moonwells. I hope it will help.
Oh yeah, by the way. I noticed nobody even commented on this, including me, so I feel the need to reiterate this for just a second. If you apologize, Evo, I swear to God. Tyrande is not here. It's Chandris. Who did we go to meet to represent the Kaldorei in our reaching out to them, asking for their aid militarily? We reached out to Chandris. Yeah, the actual leader. Tyranda's retired. She's done. She has functionally left the board. And you know what? I'm not happy about that for vindictive reasons. I'm happy about that because Tyrande finally became a character, a good character, and is retired with her husband. Let him have it, right? Go enjoy life for a while. And yeah, second thing I was going to point out is the Night Elves, the Kaldorei, giving away Moonwell water. That's actually kind of a big deal in lore. That is not a small ask.
The Farstriders stand ready.
Chandris and I have exchanged arrows on more than one battlefield. I have always admired and cursed her accuracy while mounted. I'm not so blinded to hope to imagine we will be shooting each other in some future conflict. It is only fitting I greet her here unarmed on this most auspicious day. If it goes well, I will demand the honor of an archery challenge.
With perseverance, strength.
I have stood by as the Sunwell has been corrupted and manipulated by the Sindorei, the Scourge, and the Legion. Oh, and the Void. Its waters originated from the Well of Eternity, which was a force turned to destruction so profound it sundered the world. The time has come for the Sindorei and all elves to set aside grand fonts of power. The corrupt warp and breed addiction. I'm here to ensure the Blood Elves do the right thing and heal their well, but I will not see it return to a well of power. We have brought waters from the Moonwells, blessed by Elune, in the hope that this might heal the damage wrought by Xalatath.
Thank you for coming. I know this was not an easy decision.
The right decision is seldom easy. A lesson that we must all take to heart.
Actually, I would too, as Star. I'm telling you, we've talked about it a bunch. You wanted the HVA to keep going? Turn it into a competition. Make it a sport. There's so many ways you can do that, so many directions you can take that. So how many of you noticed the void phoenixes in the wall in the new one? Also, this void scarring just everywhere. I hope so, Offshore Touchdown. We'll see.
We stand here today because of you, champion. Let us put an end to this dark well.
So, real quick, I think I've talked to everyone.
It's good you are here. Be alert for opportunities to help.
Yep, okay.
I am the blade of the light.
Elves of all ages, or excuse me, god damn it, I'm reading too fast. This is the problem. I read so fast. It's actually physically difficult to read slowly, so I can read out loud. Elves of all nations have spent ages upon ages drawing upon wells for magic, for life and identity. Not even the dragon aspects could surpass our knowledge in this hour. We will not let the sun well be corrupted again. The dark well must change, but it must change to something we're no longer bound to with such dependency. We do not need this well to be the bait for other world-corrupting forces. Today we heal the dark well and make it something new.
Fight well. Sharel Aram.
We founded this kingdom as exiles.
Atreus is there.
In search of a new home. But when we lost the Sunwell, when we nearly lost everything, in fear and grief, we cast out our own people, made exiles of them. We were foolish. Never again. And now, together, we consecrate this, not as the Sunwell, but as something new. The Dawn Well. Let it represent the moment when night becomes day, and the moon meets the sun. Where light and shadow exist in perfect balance. Let this mark a new dawn for our people.
I actually agree with Mr. Red.
For the kingdom of Quel'Thalas, our high home.
If I could use a very strange parallel, a lot of people point to the Vulcans over in Star Trek, and they say they are logical. They are logic-driven. By the way, notice the new colors on the Phoenix. The Vulcans are not logical. The Vulcans are logic tempered by compassion. They are logic tempered by morality. What logic looks like in Star Trek is the Borg. The light taken to an extreme is like the Borg. It wants to make everything like itself and wants to slowly expand and consume everything. This feels more like the Vulcans. By the way, it puts you to sleep if you walk into it instead of kills you. Interesting variance there. It's still a tremendous amount of light energy, but nowhere near as much and nowhere near as damaging. And we wake up here, back in the city. Don't worry, I'll come back in just a second. I didn't turn in the quest after all. Yeah, not even the Dominion are logic. They're... I don't want to talk about what they are. I know some people in chat right now haven't seen DS9. I sure hope not, Asmaristar, because if not, I'm going to have to redo that whole thing. I haven't turned in yet, so hopefully not, because I'm still in the correct layer as a result of that. Okay, I still see a Sawal. I see two. Okay, let's do the Sawals. Oh, there's the third one. Okay, woo! Okay, Sawals. Actually, let's do this in order. Let's get it. Let's squeeze a few less positives out before we cut off here.
Do not squander resources. We have overcome much.
This new Dawnwell is a fitting tribute to our unity. Though, learning to live without the Sunwell's power may take some getting used to.
Perhaps. Far more concerning to me is the Darkwell.
It's no longer a threat to any.
They were moving down through it, Ramath. You saw. Thousands upon thousands of void monstrosities, all headed deep underground.
I saw. What could Xalatath be seeking at the heart of the world?
Whatever it is, she used us to get to it. I fear her true invasion is only just beginning.
So, you guys have never heard of this before, I'm sure. It's called a World Soul. So the biggest difference, several people are like, what does this change? This isn't a giant font of infinite power anymore. That's what it changes. The word they keep using is tempered. Even Romoth just said we're going to have to live without the power of the well. Honestly, this is more of a... Oh, I noticed. He's got the cynosure now, just hanging out there. This is more of a religious symbol than it is a resource thing. Yeah, this has stopped being a nuclear reactor. Put very simply. Now, that's going to contain some other problems down the line, and I do hope they actually address those. But they're already mentioning that those problems exist, so I have a degree of faith that they will. Good night, Elizar. Have a good one.
We owe our service to those in need.
So, Anduin, why do you keep stealing glances at the esteemed Prophet Velen?
He was my mentor. He taught me so much about the light.
Oh, excellent! Then you can introduce us.
Wait! Ellen, this is Farron Lothar of the Halifal Arathi. I'm sure she's overflowing with questions.
It is an honor, young Lothar. I too have questions. I hear tales of a large crystal of light and shadow. We shall find time to speak at length. But first, Anduin, how does the light feel to you now?
Earlier, near the Sunwell, it was overwhelming. I couldn't hear myself think. I understand how so many lost themselves in it. But now, it's gentle. The pleasant hum in the back of my mind I remember from my youth.
It is wonderful you feel the light so near once more, Anduin.
Indeed. So then, my dear pupil, why have you been avoiding me?
This... I'm sorry, Velen. This is not the future you saw for me. I was broken. I'm putting the pieces back together, but they fit differently now. Some parts are just gone. The light called upon me, yes, but I'm still no great king, no true hero. I still can't even bring myself to abdicate the throne I don't deserve.
Ah, Anduin, you are young. There are many futures yet ahead of you. But I will tell you this. In none of my visions did you remain idle for long.
I do like Anduin's quiet recognition of the fact that he is still technically the king. He just hasn't sat on the throne.
Light preserve you, friend. We must protect those in Meadrin. With all that's happened, we haven't had much time to talk.
What's on your mind?
When the attacks first started, you went to the Sunwell and prayed for a miracle. Heroes from all over the world appeared in a flash of light just in time to save the city. I don't understand how it happened.
I've never experienced anything like it before. In my desperation, I swear I could hear a gentle voice. "Don't be afraid," it said. "I am with you." And there was music, like a song ringing in my heart.
Like the Radiant Song? Could the voice you heard have been the world soul we've heard about? Could it have reached out through the light?
I truly do not know. Whatever it was, it saved us. I believe we will hear it again when we need it most.
Oh no, that was definitely Azeroth. She's been a little more active lately. And Azeroth is directly connected to us. And we are the principal group that was summoned, so...
Though today we celebrate, there remains much to which we must attend. Still, thank you for all you have done.
And ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that is it. That was Midnight Launch. Took a little bit less time than FF11. A little. Correct. There's no real reason to cover it as Miristar, since it is functionally already abandoned content. We'll do patch stuff when it's all out, which at the current pacing is probably going to be somewhere around spring. Oh yeah, and obviously, no well, or sorry, no storm and no beam now. But yeah, no, like I'll actually tell you, I'm pretty sure I already gave a negative to the Dream Rift because that's it. That's all there is to do. Here's an abandoned raid, and there's no real story to speak of, so yeah. No, WoW has been pumping out content at an absolutely stupid pace. I would even go so far as to call it worrisome. Yeah, same with Sporefall, exactly.
I have many wares. Many farewells.
Yeah, they should chill a little bit. I'm gonna log here. This is my log spot. Warg. Raid content that doesn't have a story mode, Luke. Possibly FF14 recently elongated their patch cycle, so their patches actually come out in a longer period, with longer gaps in between them. Good thing, by the way. I am in favor of that. Let's be very clear. There's a reason Dawn Trail has been a hot minute, and we're not even doing Patch Trail until November. Yeah, nobody wants rushed content. They think they do, but they don't. they don't. Do I have... Yeah, you know what? Anybody wants in the final screenshot? The problem with 14's patch cycle content is that how do I put this into words? Dawn Trail's treadmill stuff hasn't been engaging enough to really fill the gaps, you know? Perfect, even. I'm in. Like, there's nothing wrong with having, like, a treadmill zone. WoW does that. And FF14 has been doing that for a while, and Guild Wars 2 does that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly, Ross. Seriously. But the problem is Dawn Trail's treadmills have not been engaging. So... I admit I am still on the very first step of that breakfast sampler, because the drop rate of Demi-Atmas is garbage. Hang on, let me rate it up. Come on, there we go. That works. Get Yeah, that's what everyone tells me, breakfast sampler. What's funny is I actually kind of like the Southern Horn for what it is. I do. It's just, God, the Demi-Atma face needs to go to hell. I don't think we're going to have enough... We don't have enough seats by one. Here, I'll stand. I'll stand. Everyone else can sit. I'm trying to think what a good picture would be here. You know what? I think facing inward is correct. Is this everyone? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 seats. Who's not sitting? Oh, Maverick isn't. I guess I'll sit over here. I don't want a shot like this. That'll work. It's going to be a weird one, but I think that'll work right there. Or... No, it has to be this way. Hang on. There we go. There's the shot I wanted. Right there. Yeah, herp. Let me pull this up here. Here. See you around, Dismira Star. Have a good one. Now, normally I put up like a speed run for while I'm doing the oddity stuff. I came up with something else. I'm glad some of you liked it. For real, everyone. Bragwin, could you and Spartan swap seats? Please? That's pretty much the only seat he can sit in that's not going to actually block people. Bragwin. Okay, there we go. I think that's everyone? Is that everyone? Hang on, now I gotta get Mr. Red in. Oh my god, Spartan, you are so big. Okay, new plan. Spartan, sit where Lanolin Star is. That's Monobrand. It's immediately to my right. And then you guys, you two shift over. Photography director. I've done this before professionally. There we go. There we go. That looks better. Let me zoom in just a little bit. There. Perfect. No, I like that. I like that. Let me see how it looks in the thumbnail. Yeah, I do have Cure White Noise blocked. You're right. All right, hang on. Let me scooch this. Oh, that's... let's do it out a bit, and then up a bit. Now, hang on. I can make this work. Actually, let's do... Ironically, if that hookah wasn't there, this would be a perfect shot. I could just block myself here. I can do that. That might work. That's pretty much the perfect shot right there. What if I scooch in like this? That might work. Hang on. So, no, I think that works. Hang on. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all of us that are here. That are capable of being here. Might be another way to phrase that. Control Z, I do believe, Spartan. Let's see how that looks in thumbnail. That looks pretty solid. I think I'm going to be happy with that. Yeah, I think I'm going to be happy with that. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. For real. I have some paperworky stuff to do. So I'm going to do some paperworky stuff. And then we're going to see how well this one reviewed. So I've already done the boring audit. I did that instead of taking a lunch break. The immediate comparison to War Within has been interesting already. Midnight has actually already outperformed War Within in several fields. Please keep in mind that's counting all of War Within. It is, however, noticeably lagging behind in some other areas, too. For example, the side quests in Midnight have been substantially better than the ones in War Within. By contrast, War Within has much better main quest chains, which, yeah. Where did this stupid video go? Oh my god. I'm gonna nuke that music there. Give me 1 second to get this on camera. Yeah, the ratios have been quite good.
I'm being repressed.
So, how many of you recognize this walk?
Greetings.
Also setting kind of a timer for myself here. I've done this walk multiple times. I think I've mentioned before, I used to be the kind of person who would escort other people for this walk because I knew it so well.
Have you nothing better to do?
Alright. In the interest of getting this over as quickly as possible, I'm actually going to go quiet for a minute. Please forgive me. Damn it, Evo. Really, Lord Haremont? You don't understand? Okay, well, let me give you the biggest reason why I used to do this. Because my friends rolled humans. I don't play MMOs alone. I wanted to play a Night Elf. So I made the trip so I could go group with them and do quests with them and do content with them. I will admit, Kalimdor quests kind of sucked back in the day, so that's admittedly contributory. But no, the real reason is what I just mentioned. Oh, looks like I did. I honestly ditto Mr. Red. Dream Rift and... What's the other one? Dream Rift and Blank is the other one raid that I can't think of the name of right now.
Ishnuala.
Thank you. YouTube does this really dumb thing where if I tab away, it stops playing. Sorry. I usually keep it into the corner to make sure it doesn't do that. That's my fault. Well, it's YouTube's fault for being dumb, but whatever. Getting bored. Gotta do the jumps. This video is shockingly accurate, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I understand how they did it, but the sheer amount of time and effort it would have taken to line this up is not insubstantial. This is, in fact, Carbot. There is a boat to get to Stormwind, but there wasn't in vanilla. The Stormwind docks didn't exist in vanilla. That happened in Wrath.
Ishnu Allah. What brings you here?
Just pre-Kata. Arguably just pre-Wrath. This was a sufficiently popular thing for players to do that Blizzard took notice pretty quickly, relatively speaking. This is also why the Deep Run tram exists to connect Ironforge, the actual capital of the Alliance in Vanilla, to Stormwind, where a lot of people would be questing. When Vanilla, the Deep Run tram came out very early in WoW's history. I don't remember when. I can look it up. Let's see.
Can I assist you?
Oh, it doesn't tell me which patch it was, does it? But the problem is a lot of people forget that Vanilla was a full total of 10 major content patches. Vanilla had a lot of patches. I was hoping to see the exact moment in which it came out. I know it was pretty early. Okay, here we go. Actually, no, I found it. It's patch 0.1, actually, which is pre-launch. That's also when they got rid of skill points. Most of you probably don't even know what skill points are. That's also when they added talents to a couple of classes. And Western Plagues was added that patch. Yeah, no, as I've said before, I've played WoW in the alpha and at multiple stages of the beta. I remember when Night Elves were added. Let me tell you, the servers died because thousands and thousands of people immediately rolled Night Elf Hunters. It was kind of funny. I was one of them. I'm not ashamed. Yeah, I'll name some variant of Legolas. This is 2004, right? Or 3? I'm actually not sure which. But around when the movies were still fresh in everyone's minds.
The loon be with you.
It's a good question, Lord Aramont.
Greetings.
I remember when you could still eat in combat in WoW. There's another one for you. I remember when the first 3 bandages you could get put a hot on you instead of being a channel. That was actually a bug, but it made first aid actually useful. I love the Draenei on a mount, by the way. I admit I was one of those people, Venters. I had first aid on my Paladin, actually. It was invaluable. Even though it was just a little bit of heal, it was another heal, right? I could punch above my weight class pretty well because of that. That's how I would have done it, Monobrown. I would have recorded a lot of this audio live and then animated on top of it and edited together after the fact.
Good day to you.
Yeah, exactly, Talia.
Safe travels.
Light bless you.
God, I'm not even done with the story side. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it.
Safe travels.
Here there.
I'm pretty sure Night Elves still start in Teldrassil. Just like the Blood Elves still start in Old Eversong.
Farewell.
Yeah, I think so, Krakenson. Do not quote me on that. Alright, you'll know if you hear it. It'll be like a high-pitched, yeah, kind of a sound. That's the aggro sound of a crocolisk. I know that sound by heart 20 years later. Oh, yeah, that's the sound. Instant, absolutely instant death. For the record, those are about level 30-ish. I think they're actually like 20-something, 26 or something like that. And you are level 1. Nom, nom, nom. Now, we're not out of danger yet. The wetlands is the hard part of this trip. Once you're past here, it's mostly smooth sailing. With one other exception, the orcs. The orcs will also cause her issues. The spiders will be after this. Okay, here we go. A little bit faster. It started far enough away. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. If this was EverQuest, she'd be dead.
See you later.
So anyways. Really? 25%? Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, so she's past that, so now she's just got the spiders and the orcs at this point.
Watch, get her back.
He just wears it for fashion, Spark. Yeah, by the way, there's your exploration ding. You just said that, too. The timing. Okay. I'm actually almost done with the audit, believe it or not. I might beat her there. It's like a 20-minute video. Nope, this is like a 30-minute video, my bad. It's a trip. Oh no, Ross. No! Ultimate dimensions. And by ultimate, I mean alternate, because I could talk. Bleh. Is it worth it to level with your friends? Yeah. Is it worth it to level in Elwyn? Yeah. Teldrassil is not a good leveling zone in vanilla. Darkshore is worse. Ashenvale is even worse. On the human side, you get Elwyn, Westfall, and Redridge, and Duskwood. All 4 of which are pretty good for vanilla zones. The humans don't get a bad zone until you reach Stranglethorn. You wasn't paying attention there for a second. Dune Morog and Loch Modan were both decent, but then that kind of fell off immediately. Bad in general, after Twitchcount. Why would you do this, Lord Aramon? So, spiders, huh?
Goddess, watch over you.
Thanks. I was just saying, craziest thing I ever did in vanilla was grind several reps. Several terrible, terrible reps. Never again. Not that I have to. Rep grinding is nowhere near as bad as it used to be. I mean, I once went to Silithus on a lobby because I wanted to see what was there. I used to do that kind of stuff in MMOs in general. Speaking of which, there's the orcs. Oh yeah, I was there for that, Kraken-san. The first time, the way I became aware of that being a thing was dying to him. And being very confused.
Good tidings.
Huzzah! Thank you.
God. Bop actually being useful.
Here there.
I don't remember when you get bop, but you probably have it by like 20-ish? Remember, those are players going to the wetlands to quest. So they're at the level for the wetlands. And that being said, I don't know if they would have it that low. I really don't remember.
Interest you on the fight? Be good.
No, yeah, a paladin and someone else walked by.
Keep your feet on the ground. Hello, how are you?
Impatiently checking the map. I remember that so hard. That's not what she was doing. She was just making sure she was going the right way, but I remember doing that a lot. Ugh, frickin' Alliance players. God. Yeah, I was actually talking with a game designer back in, I want to say Wrath, and they made the comment that travel time was the biggest source of padding in WoW, and I agreed completely. It's the kind of padding you don't think about, but like if you were to math out all the padding in WoW, going from point A to point B was the biggest percentage by quite a margin. Up until, honestly, I'd say Dragonflight.
Safe travels.
I have done that, Lord Harriman. Yes. It is exactly as infuriating as it sounds. I actually quit that day. Not the game. I mean, I was like, guys, I'm going home. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That is demoralizing. Is the word I'm going to use there. What's funny now, it wasn't funny 20 years ago. Okay.
How are ya? Watch your back.
I love the music in Doom Rogue, by the way. Some of my favorite music in vanilla. Yeah, it's weird to think about how long ago and recent Dragonflight is. Yeah, I would say Doom Rogue and Bulgor are two of my favorite looking zones from vanilla. Yeah, I could see that poster. A very ambiance kind of a thing, designed to be background in a good way. All right.
Here there.
There's the impatience, just going through maps over and over out of boredom. Told you it'd be there. So technically this isn't a full bronze number, because again, patch content isn't in. But let me start doing the math. I've got everything lined up, I've triple checked it, that's why it took so damn long. Forgive me for the duration. I hope this has been entertaining enough to watch while I've been doing this, because I really wanted to take my time on this. I'll go ahead and leave it up to the end. It looks like I'm going to beat it, though, which is good. I didn't think I was going to. "52 hours, by the way. Oh, absolutely, Mr. Red. This is about a 30-minute walk. Now, that's with nothing going wrong. And there is some randomness to that, but yeah, it's about a 30-minute walk. For the record, I have actually recorded my own version of this. So I'm not just speaking off the top of my head there.
Safe travels.
Damn. Damn. Could someone type !guess for me really quick, please, so I can pull that up? Thank you.
What's on your mind?
So, spoilers, nobody guessed high enough. So I'm going to tell you right now, before I even run you through the numbers. Congrats, Spartan, for guessing higher than anyone else. You win by default. We'll put that towards Dead Space, Metroid Prime Hunters, and WoW Midnight. I'll put it towards Patch 9. So here's our numbers. I noticed almost nobody guessed. That's actually kind of funny. Here's our numbers.
Great to meet you.
Pause. I do want to watch the finish the rest of this, but like just 52 hours, right? That is, just for a bit of perspective, about as long as all of Pandaria was. It is, however, substantially shorter than BFA, Shadowlands, Legion, Dragonfly, War Within. We'll see how long the patch content is. Plus 438 to story. That puts it ahead of Legion, BFA, Pandaria, Kata, pretty much everything other than Dragonflight and War Within. Gameplay-wise, it got 234. That puts it in the number 2 slot for gameplay. The only expansion that did better gameplay-wise was War Within. We had a story ratio of 97% and a gameplay ratio of 91%. Now, that's not record-breaking, because War Within actually has slightly better ratios than that. So for those of you who haven't heard these numbers before, the bronze numbers are in order. Negative 304 for Burning Crusade, 88 for Wrath of the Lich King, 485 for Cataclysm, 644 for Pandaria, 197 for Warlords, 380 for Legion, 620 for BFA, negative 67 for Shadowlands, 1,771 for Dragonflight, 2,582 for War Within, and for Midnight, if I could get a drum roll, please. Yeah, the difference between modern WoW and old WoW is stark. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, Midnight patch... sorry, I keep saying the wrong thing. Midnight launch. Just Midnight launch got 1,000... 989.41 with 8 positives per hour to story and 4 positives per hour for gameplay. And that tracks. It does. Midnight at launch is better than Dragonflight in totality. It is not better than War Within. But that is weirdly close, considering that is not including patch content. Yeah. Can they possibly actually continue this trend? Like, at this point, it's almost a hat trick. It's already a hat trick. Dragonflight, War Within, and Midnight is a triple. Last Titan will be negative. Yeah. I mean, who knows at this point? 1900 and something. I forget, Spartan. It was a little bit above. It was like 1989 or something. Is someone next to me? I don't remember the name of the next game. I don't remember how to spell it. Yeah, Last Titan introduces Gotcha. Sweet. That's it. City Regalia. Yeah, it'll be all AI generated with gotcha mechanics, massively increased subscription cost, no story to speak of. Or I mean, it's AI generated, so I guess that's that right there. So fully AI generated.
Before my mom puts the leftovers
Yes,
in the
please,
fridge.
if you don't mind, please, thank you. So hang on. So AI generated story, gotcha mechanics, get rid of all the gameplay, right? So for those of you who've never played Mobage, which is, you know, most of you, honestly, I'm sure. Most Mobage doesn't actually have any gameplay. Like, you pick a unit, but there's an auto battle system, and there's big, super flashy stuff, but you're not actually doing anything. So there's no gameplay. The classes don't matter anymore. Your gear doesn't matter anymore. Your talents don't matter. There's no builds. All you're doing is just watching your character go, and you're not actually doing anything. You're just watching it happen. There's no setup, there's no payoff, there's no nothing. So no gameplay, gotcha pulls to be able to progress through the story. The story's AI generated. What else can we do to ruin this? How else can we make this as atrocious as possible? Oh yeah, the main character and villain is the jailer. Pay-to-win mechanics. I mean, that's kind of baked into the gotcha thing. The WoW shop shoved in your face. That's still the gotcha thing. You're just repeating me, Krakenson. Come on. No more instancing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the jailer is actually the hero. I like that. The thing he was warning us against this entire time. The real villain. And it's like something dumb, right? It's the universe. They're actually called the Universe Destroyers. Oh yeah, and the whole game is actually PvP. The whole game is just PvP. There's no actual story or questing or soloing. Also, you can't group, but you can't solo either, right? So both of them don't work, right?
Just let me die. I'm gonna click off any buff.
Greetings.
Christ. Real talk, if they bring back the jailer and try to redeem him, I am going to duplicate all 40 negatives I gave him, or however many it was, and just add them to Last Titan, just without even hesitation. Just, here's all the jailer negatives. Ka-kong! And no, I commit to that, 100%. And it's more than 40, I forget how many. I'd have to go look it up.
You need something?
Yeah, by the way, if you missed it, we're not done, because we're trying to get to the questing zone in Elwyn. Thank you, again.
No worries.
So, wasn't ready. So we're trying to get to the questing zone in Elwyn, which means, you know, we gotta go past all this nonsense. Yeah, we're going to Northshire Abbey. While we're doing this last little tidbit here, I want to say one little thing that I'm sure is going to probably get me weird looks. If there's one thing I understand about the vanilla crowd, both good and bad, it's the desire to have that old atmosphere back. Back in the day, MMOs really were a different animal. Not because of the game, because of us. Not because we were younger. We didn't know what we were doing. And we were kind of making it up as we went. It was sort of exploratory, right? Just kind of flinging stuff at the wall and seeing what stuck. And so you'd see a lot of people roaming around, a lot of people having issues, a lot of people sharing info, a lot of people just trying stuff. Yeah, it was the frontier. The problem is, that doesn't exist anymore. Not because WoW has changed, but because that was 20 years ago. I guarantee you, I've actually thought about this before, if somehow magically, when WoW launched, it was like midnight, we'd have the same thing. We would have the same exploration, we'd have the same frontier, we'd have the same, oh god, what's over there? Oh crap, there's this thing, what is this? Holy moly, etc., etc. It would have still been the frontier, because it was still at the bleeding edge of what MMOs were. Remember, we were still pretty well versed into the era of the Silver Age of MMOs when WoW came out, 2004. Was a strange year for MMOs. Yeah, could you imagine, really, if WoW Midnight required you to do a 30-minute walk to group with your friends? Would you tolerate that? Would you even keep playing the game? There are some people who would. I mean, Elite Dangerous exists, right?
For the Alliance.
I admit I am not one of those people. I want to go group with my friends. I mean, this entire time, what's happening is our friends are sitting there chatting with us. This entire trip, we've been chatting with our friend as we've been walking towards them. No, seriously.
Well met.
Ignore the Horde Hunter there, or excuse me, Horde Rogue there.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'll text, obviously, but yeah, this is what we had. Alright, so we've made it to Northshire.
King's honor, friend.
And there he is, our friend we could finally quest with. Holy God, we made it. Sweet. All right, let's go ahead and hearth. I have literally done that. I'll see you guys tomorrow.